And we're live.
What up, though, people? Let me know. We good? Shout out to the people, man. What up, though? Live from Black Rock in Heartland. Yo, it's going down. Shout out Yusuf as well, the general manager out here. It is Woodward Sports' NBA draft show. And I think the only thing left here is not necessarily who the Pistons will pick, but are they actually going to pick at 21?
Yes, that's the big question of the night.
I hope not.
You hope not?
I hope not.
You know what? I'm going to ask y'all what you hope the Pistons do, but chat family, thank you guys for being here. You guys already know what it is. Your boy Branden Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. But I'm rolling with a whole bunch of ball notes, not just on this side of the camera, but on that side of the camera too. But first, what up, though? Jeff Walker, we call him Hefe where we come from. What up, though?
No, Justin got me here vibing.
It's a little bit of a vibe.
Yes, sir.
It's a vibe.
Hey, shout out Big Jeff. Getting that look on the desk as he deserves, baby. Come on.
Appreciate that.
He does.
And
You know what I'm saying? It's draft time, baby.
We'll get to this guy here.
Yeah,
but on the other side of the camera, we got Branden Bomber in the building, man. Shout out, Ball Nova. He got the wrong colors on, but he does have on the Pistons logo. That dude, Justin, shout out to this guy, man.
We got good news coming
everywhere.
our way.
What up, though, man? Here to provide a lot of this college insight as well. You guys know he's held it down on that side. How you feeling tonight, bro?
I'm feeling great. I honestly, it depends on who we trade for. I get Hefe's sentiment of getting an established player, but with how deep this draft is, there's some swings to take in this back end of the first round at pick 21, and that's where I also would be just as happy if they pick tonight. Bro,
there's some people in the building, and you know what? We did want to save the best one for last. Shout out to Chris Platte, somebody who I met on the concourse of LCA. Interviewed him, and he was like, bro, you with Woodward Sports, I watch you. And he was like, listen, I just want to be there. Shout out to Platte. Been grinding, been doing this thing. So.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. Thank you, brother. It's a blessing, man. And I see you got the ultimate cheat sheet. I spent hours and hours of research, and I don't got nothing compared to what's on that.
It's for the boys.
So
it's for us right
I'm excited, man. It's a full draft show. We're gonna be breaking down all through the center of the Pistons, all through the lens of the Pistons. But of course, there's a lot of stuff going around, and the Pistons. They have a lot of ability to go around. Pick one is already in. So
who do you think it is? Is it DeBonsa?
Is it AJ? I think it should be. I think it has to be.
No love for Patterson?
I love him, but
DeBonsa.
I think DeBonsa.
How can you go wrong with a 6'9" wing that can do everything?
Yes.
You can't go wrong. I mean, this is what they pick in the lottery for now. It's changed over the last 10 to 15 years where they're looking for those unicorn-like players that possess the height, that possess the ball handling, and the possess ability to just go out there and flat-out score. And that's what DeBonsa brings. And I think his athleticism sets him apart from people like, I know people like Cameron Boozer, but I think DeBonsa brings something a little bit more different, gritty, and nasty.
I believe so. And I have questions for each and every prospect, and my question for him is just how soon does he put it all together? It's not if, it's when. Because this guy, to me, is one of the surefire first overall picks that I can remember in recent years. I know we've had a lot of good ones recently. We've had our boy Cade Cunningham. We've had Wemby. We've had Cooper Flagg. We've had a lot of good number one picks. But this guy right here, with everything that he has, the fluidity that he has, the size, the transition ability, 3-level score already at this young of an age with that physical ability, he's going to put it all together, and he's going to be an absolute stud in this league.
Hey, shout out. You know what? I see our guy, one of our fearless leaders at Woodward Sports, Anson Wells, in the chat. Shout out to the people in there. Jay Hart, Mitten Maid, Soundkite. I'm seeing a whole bunch of people in here who are the regulars. So it is official now. AJ DeBonsa is a Washington Wizard. They make him the number 1 overall pick. And it's like, hey, did you know this from the NBA? For AJ DeBonsa, he just became BYU's first number 1 overall pick. The school's highest drafted player. Do you guys know who the highest drafted player is? For BYU, you can't look at it. It happened in 93.
I already seen it, so I
93.
can't
Let's go, Ball.
I'm trying to think.
It was a center. A big
I wasn't alive, so.
Number 2 pick.
Number 2 pick. Oof, I should know this. Give me one more second to figure it out if I can't.
Big man.
It's not Marcus. No, it's not Marcus Camby.
No.
Who is it?
Sean Bradley.
Oof.
What, of the Mavericks for a little bit there, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? For as good as he was as it relates to getting some blocks, man, he also got a couple facials. Golly, Sean Bradley.
He did.
Before we get too deep into this draft, I do need to let the people know I have a bet right now with Booner that we made a couple months ago.
What up, though?
That Ade Morrow would be drafted in the top 10, and I was called a madman. by literally everyone at the office. Spenny, Easy, Jeff. No one believed in me.
I didn't say that.
No.
Not you. You're Hefe in my eyes, Jeff.
We just gotta
Jeff
make it clear. We
Iafredi.
gotta make it clear.
Hollywood
and it's
Iafredi.
happening. He just texted me that he just bet on pick 5, 6, and 7 being a Amon-Ra. So he's come full circle. He has come full circle.
Which sides are we now?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you know what? Let's talk about it. Michigan men, they have 3 potential first-round picks from his 2026 national championship team. Forwards, Morris Johnson and Yaxel Landenborg, as well as center, Amon-Ra. The Wolverines had 3 first-round picks in a single draft once before 1990 with Ramel Robinson, number 10, Lloyd Vaught, number 13, and shout out Terry Mills from 3, number 16 in that draft. How do you guys see this going? I direct this to you first, that dude, Justin, with these Michigan players. Off the national championship, and there's some people who believe that Dusty May going to the Mavs might shake things up in this draft. But how are you feeling about those 3 players that are potential first-round guys? Probably locks, if anything.
I think they're definitely locks. I think the consensus that Yaxel's kind of sliding today, I kind of think we all expected.
Future Piston?
He might be, but I mean,
that's a name they like.
It is, and he's got a good fit, and he's a very specific type of player. Like, he is a specialist when you comes down to it in the league, in my opinion. Mara is going to be just an absolute monolith defensively. He's going to be a 10-10 machine, like the 3 blocks a game. Like I mean, maybe not 3 blocks a game, but 2 blocks a game. Like, he's really going to dominate the glass.
Be active in that paint.
And then Morris Johnson is the prototypical 4, that super uber athletic guy who's defensively dominant. He's still developing a 3-point shot consistently, but he has the makings there where, maybe a good shooting coach can get him to a point where he is a consistent 3-point shooter. But all 3 of them are all going to be at least rotational NBA players in the league.
Yes, I think that's where you could take it. Is these guys all have ceilings that vary, but their floors are all NBA players. These guys, when you look at them, they do something at a high level. Like, you look at what Mara brings. It's his physicality. It's his IQ. He's got a great feel. The passing reminds me a lot of a guy like Andrew Bogut or Marc Gasol. The way he plays, I love him as a good pick for whoever takes him. And then you have Morris Johnson, who, like you said, limited offensively, but what he does bring to the game is length and motor. And that is something that you can use as a big man off of your bench. And that is a very solid, floor to have. The ceiling is starter for him, but the floor is this guy can come in and he can be a rotational big. He can give you energy minutes. He can be a presence out on the basketball court. And then last, Yaxel, the one that the Pistons are tied to a lot. I like him a lot. He reminds me of not overall Aaron Gordon, Denver Aaron Gordon, where you don't have not that prime athletic Aaron Gordon where he's sitting in the air, but you have the guy that's the forward that has a little bit of everything to his game, has a little bit of a jumper, has a little bit of handle, has defensive switchability. I like Yaxel a lot as a pro. I think he slides in. To me, he's the safest of the 3. He's the safest of the 3. And I don't think he has the lowest ceiling either. So I don't get why Mara is over him, to be honest with you. I think Yaxel's the best prospect for Michigan in this draft.
The pick is, hold on real quick, the pick is in for the Utah Jazz. We will know who it is just shortly. What up, though, Hefe?
I think the clear reason why some teams could, value Amon-Ra over these guys is because they're looking for somebody that is going to help stop Wemby. Like, you need size in your front court, and Amon-Ra brings you that size, and he's shown to be a good shot blocker over a time period in college. So it's someone that maybe the league says, if you can, get him, a little bit stronger, he'll be able to hold up against your Victor Wembanyama, your Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
The other 7-footers around the league, Jokic. They're looking for someone to, stop these guys. And that's, I think, a clear reason why Amon-Ra would be kind of valued over those guys. And then with Morris Johnson, Chris, you made a good point of, he's going to be that guy that is going to give you, the length and the motor. And the one guy that kind of comes to my mind is Naz Reid. Naz Reid, who didn't really, have it all together. It took him a couple years in the league to kind of find his groove. But he found his groove as a backup first. And now, with the Julius Randle trade, he's finding himself into a starting role with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yep, pick is in. It is Darren Peterson,
That's me, yeah.
number 2 overall to the Utah Jazz.
Not a surprise.
Hey,
huh?
not a surprise at all. Freshman guard from Kansas, 6'5", 200 pounds. Averaged 20 points per game for them, 4.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists. I like this. A couple stocks per game. It really was heavy on the 1.4 steals. And I think that what you get out of a Darren Peterson, if you're the Utah Jazz, is somebody you believe gives you a little bit more stability than some of the guards you were trying to place your hope in prior. This is the person that 100% we can move forward with. They've tried different guards, and they just had Sexton there and a couple others. This is the person that the keys to your franchise are safe in his hands, definitely.
I think this fits. This fits their team right now to a T, because you have your point guard in Keontae George, and now you do have your wing and your centers locked in with, however you wanted to, deploy them. With Lowry, Jaren Jackson, and Walker Kessler. And you adding a guy that is going to be a
three-level scorer.
Just literally go out in the court and get buckets. That's exactly what they need. And they're going to be, if he can come out the gates firing like a lot of the rookies this year did, they're going to be a sleeper team in the West.
Absolutely.
Look at some of these young players, though, who have popped up in the playoffs over the last few years. You can even go back to the Houston Rockets, who made the playoffs probably a little earlier than people thought. And you got to see guys like Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and some of these other young guys literally in the playoffs. You look at Stephon Castle from the Spurs, somebody who I thought would be good, but I didn't think he would be this good. J.B. Smoove called that one. That's where I'm looking at some of these young guards, these rooks, these second-year and third-year players, and you look at some of these kind of high-profile guards coming out this year. I believe that this is actually a pretty deep draft as it relates to your combo guard players.
Yes.
I do believe that even at 21, the Pistons will find somebody that will be contributing to the roster this year.
Especially when they're going to good teams. Like when you're going to a team that already has a lot of these, foundations already set.
A good
when they
culture.
Have a good culture, have a good big man, have a good point guard. Like for Darren Peterson, that's the best fit you could ask for, because now you're playing alongside a true point guard, so you don't have to play point guard.
And they cleared out some junk,
Exactly. And now you can go and do what you're kind of specialized in, which in my case, I do think Kansas kind of limited them in that. I don't know how much stock you kind of put into that Kool-Aid, but with the teammates not wanting to find him the ball, especially when you looked late in the tournament, they did not want to pass him the ball. They just did not care.
That's insane. Look, these are some of the freshman stats they got for him, right? Finished with the highest scoring average ever by a Kansas freshman, 20.2 points per game. Scored 20 or more points 12 times despite missing 11 games due to injury.
Yeah.
Recorded a career-high 32 points in overtime win over TCU. And then, posted 28 points versus California Baptist in the first round of the NCAA tournament. This guy can score. It's a flat-out bucket, and that's where I don't believe that with the Utah Jazz he's going to have that type of an issue. I don't at all, where he's not getting opportunities to score. I think he's going to have where's Utah Jazz headed right now?
And I tell you what, and I look at Ace Bailey, a player for them coming off the bench.
What did you mean by that, Kool-Aid? Where are the Utah Jazz heading right now? Because for me, this is a Danny Ainge masterclass.
It is.
This is something that he's pulling off. If you look at this guy's high school tape, if you look at Darren Peterson, you're thinking Kobe. Like, that's what you're thinking.
I don't know if you
this
can
guy's
call.
tape. This is some of the best high school tape. Just from the high school tape. You can say a lot. I mean, that's what you're thinking if you're looking at. That's what I'm saying.
No, I have bold comps too. It's not that. It's just, to me, you can't call it a master class. Anybody's lucky to take
I'm
this
just
guy
saying
at two.
this free.
It's not a master class.
No. This whole last season, getting this pick. Getting Jaren Jackson Jr., they're going to keep Laurie Markkinen now. He's not going to be on the table.
Yes.
This quick rebuild and tank from Danny Ainge that everyone was thinking, what is he doing? Why are they buying right now with Jaren Jackson Jr.? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they've.
It's been 3 years.
I don't think the Jazz have been tanking. I think they've
They've been
this past year
tanking,
was a big
especially
tank.
this year. They benched all their good players in the fourth quarter. They had the lead.
Also look at
they were finding surgeries to give it.
They were tanking.
Look, I think
that's questionable for them too. Is like how are they going to hold up over
But I wanted to answer his question though. Like, what I meant by where they're going is, who is the unquestioned leader of this team? What is the unquestioned direction of this team? Are they, like with the Pistons, we know they are competing for getting to a championship. With the Jazz, they have to get literally into a position to where they're back to what I guess Jazz basketball used to be like 25 or 30 years ago.
And
so that's what I mean. And I think that this provides an opportunity for Darren Patterson to kind of be unencumbered. So that's what I mean. With the skill set, he's not like Ron Holland was a number 5 overall pick. But they were like, bro, we're in a completely different place right now. You're not going to get the burn that Jaden Ivey and Asar Thompson got, who were also, number 5 overall picks. And that's what I mean. He's not in that situation. He's in a spot where right now it's his world. I like some of the other players they got on there. But right now, it's his world. If they're not putting him in this best position to score at all 3 levels, I think the Utah Jazz are doing something wrong.
For sure, because I had Bomber, I'm not killing you as much as the chat is for that comp because look, I had some of the best scores.
With your eyes closed.
I had some of the best scores of the last 25 years as my comps. My comps are Brandon Roy, Devin Booker, Tracy McGrady. Those are the guys that I think he can be offensively. What he can do.
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy was a problem.
I don't. Tracy McGrady is a little bit different for me because
pick his hand for the Grizzlies.
I don't think he has the length that Tracy McGrady had.
No, he's like 2 inches shorter, but he's fine.
Cameron Boozer, that was predictable.
Cameron Boozer, predictable. Look, this guy gives me shades of young Kevin Love. He's fluid. He's got hands. He's a rebounding machine. He doesn't have the elite athleticism or shot creativity, but he's going to be kind of one of those players. We're going to have to see how he adapts in the NBA because Kevin Love had to kind of reinvent himself, right, and kind of become a small ball or a stretch 5. I don't know if that's in the cards for Boozer. So Boozer is somebody that I look at and he has the talent, but between the lack of elite athleticism and just the way his body is, he's kind of a tweener 4-5. I think he has obviously a very high floor of being a good NBA player, but I don't know if he can get that ceiling quite like the first 2 names we got called in this draft tonight.
And I feel that with Cam Boozer sitting at 6'8", 253, 22.5 points per game for him, 10.2 rebounds. It's like in college he had a certain aspect of ferociousness that I know you could depend on. In the NBA, it's just does the lack of elite athleticism actually take away from him? We know this. That middle of the paint can be an absolute springboard for players that have that elite athleticism.
Yes.
But when I'm looking at 6'8" forward, I know the skill set he has. I understand almost 40% from behind the arc. But when you get into those playoffs, you're talking about a number 3 overall pick. You're expecting this guy to be something impactful to your future playoff runs if you're the Grizzlies. Does the playoffs basically render someone like him almost moot to certain degrees?
I think it absolutely can in some matchups, man. Like I really think if you have the right body on him, all of a sudden you kind of really can game plan against him. Now he's got a lot of skill,
250, man. That's shorter than Stu.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can, and Stu's a great person you would trust to throw on a guy like that. Hey, look, just go be overbearingly physical. I don't think he can match that physicality. Now, of course, he's got the skill. That's why, like I said, like it's like a Kevin Love. It's a Paul Millsap to me. It's a guy where if he has the right developmental steps plus the right infrastructure, I think he can be a very good NBA player.
He's not a 1.
Should he have gone 3rd? I see Blimpy in the chat. And I thought top 5. I told Braylon and them top 3. Nah, I don't think so. But what do you guys think?
I see him going 3 is because when you look at the Grizzlies, what effectively are they trying to do? Are they going to try to actually build around Ja Morant?
No. So they needed a building block, and he is.
But if they are building around Ja Morant, that's a great player to have on your team because he does exactly what the Pistons would need.
Man,
like the Pistons, he would fit perfectly on the Pistons next to a Cade
Bro,
Cunningham.
do the Grizzlies know what they're doing?
No, they don't.
That's my thing.
They have a very good draft track record.
They can never put it together,
but that's what I mean.
Yeah, they don't put it together quite. But
he's going to be a solid player
they draft
in the NBA.
Shout out to the Grizzly Scouts.
Yes, shout out to the Grizzly Scouts. Man.
He's going to be a good player for a long time.
I got to ask.
He's just going to be solid.
Yeah, and I know that they got the pick in for the Bulls, but they are talking to Cam Boozer. You see Carlos Boozer and the rest of the family on screen as well.
Carlos Boozer's fake beard pisses me off.
Hey, do you remember Carlos Boozer's spray paint hair?
Yeah.
That was a time. At least he wasn't leaving it on people's jerseys like Jaylen Brown, dog. But I got to ask you this real quick before we get this other pick.
Man, Jaylen Brown's a conversation today. We're going to have a Jaylen Brown.
We will get there, too, because we have to talk about the Pistons off-season, the free agency, the draft, because there's a lot that can happen tonight.
Absolutely.
There are certain contracts that are not necessarily locked in yet in terms of cap holds. So the Pistons actually can get busy during this draft, and some people expect them to. But I have to ask you this. Did they already lose out by not being a part of whatever this first part of the deal is with the Bucks and the Heat? Understanding they say it could expand, but word sounds like maybe the Pistons have cooled a little bit. Do you think that they should have been all in on making sure they came away with an impactful player in that deal, like the Tyler Herro being rumored?
I think that Tyler Herro is a great idea for the right price, and my right price is probably higher than most people, but I think there was a line that had to be drawn. And look, Milwaukee, they had this trade for weeks, right?
Yep.
And then they slow-balled in. They finally accepted it. They've been very slow to get off of Giannis. That's why they're doing this right now, is because I don't believe that means that they weren't interested in the Pistons package or that the Pistons package can't win, but they nickel and dimed Miami for everything they got. You realize they got a second-round pick in the Giannis trade, the only second-round pick that Miami Heat could trade. They're like, yeah, let me get that too. So, like, they are trying to, because they are in a situation where they don't have their picks, they need to get every single asset, squeeze every single asset they can. So right now, I think that what they're going to do is over the next couple weeks, they're going to mold Tyler Herro offers. I expect the Pistons offer to be at the top or near the top of the board, and then it's going to be what Milwaukee does.
But do you want that for Tyler Herro, or do you believe there's another direction they should go? Because there are free agents on the market, and I'll put it this way. Trajan Langdon spoke to this. He said, look, we got our guys, but they got to have to want us too.
Yes.
We know players that we want to get, but those other teams, they're going to have to want to do business with us in a way that makes sense to our game plan for this year and in the future. So Trajan basically alluded to these teams out here taxing.
Yep.
And that's where, when you look at the Tyler Herro situation, I don't know if the Pistons really want to give up pick 21 if they believe that they got some free agents that they know they can go and lock down. And so, that to me, it's like when I look at it, I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't just pull the trigger for the sake of just, hey, I got to get a Tyler Herro. Sit back and see exactly what you have in front of you. That's what Trajan Langdon has shown so far. He's never been rushed. He seems to be very, very calculated, and now is the point where you want to see them go out there and take that big swing. Yep. I know he can get some bloop singles. We've seen him do that. What is Schroeder? Is he a bloop single, or is he a single that's stretched into a double?
Who's
you know
that?
what I mean?
I'm sorry?
Like Dennis Schroeder. Some of the moves that Trajan has done. You look at Duncan Robinson, probably a surefire double. Mm-hmm. I think it's time now that he hit one of those. Is it out of the park? Oh, hits the wall, but you got to stand up triple.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I think we're at with him.
And I think he will, because the Pistons have a lot of flexibility.
Caleb Wilson.
And I think that
a good player,
Caleb
man.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about him. But when it comes to the Pistons with Tyler Herro, I think that there's a very good chance still that this does happen, because I think they're going to put it on the table, and I think Milwaukee's going to canvass the league and say, hey, look, Tyler Herro, give me your best offer, give me the most assets you can get, and the Pistons will be near the top of that list. And at the end of the day, as long as it's not too much, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I think there's a line to be drawn, but there's a lot of players out there, and the Pistons you can put anybody on the trading market right now, and the Pistons have the ability to get. Not saying they have the best package of any team, but they have the ability between cap relief and flexibility. They have the draft equity and assets. They have a couple of young talents who aren't, the crown jewels, but they are talented players that could either fetch you a return somewhere else or are intriguing to, beauty the eye of the beholder. So I think the Pistons have a lot of ability to get stuff done. I just want to see them get something done. And I think they will, man. I think they will.
Shout out to Caleb Wilson. He is pick number 4 in the first round to the Chicago Bulls. This is a good pick. When you talk about being just a little bit taller than Cam Boozer, obviously he doesn't have the weight. But in terms of what I see him doing in the paint with that elite athleticism, I think this is a really good pick for the Chicago Bulls. One of the things that I like is not just the two-way ability, but his ability to go from defense and instantly initiate the offense in ways that we saw during the regular season, but we didn't really want to see him do during the playoffs. And so it's interesting to see a player like this go to Chicago, because I think that I thought that the Chicago Bulls were kind of in flux, but I believe that they know exactly in terms of selling off some of these parts and pieces and getting to a place where they got some young dogs that can run. I actually like that component of them. And Caleb Wilson is a player that I think he's going to be one of those guys that you hate him in a Chicago Bulls jersey, but you would love him in your own.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How you feeling about him? I know, Justin, you had some thoughts about Caleb Wilson
Absolutely.
as well. Absolute dog.
Oh, my Lord. You
Talk
want
to
to talk about a player,
Well,
like an absolute.
Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer?
Caleb Wilson.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. I mean, if you watch that first UNC Duke game, Caleb Wilson took it to Cam Boozer. They absolutely manhandled them in the back end of that game. And look, Cam Boozer is the prototypical, like, wing power forward kind of combo. He's uber athletic. He can take you inside, outside. He's got some of the best defensive instincts on a 1 year, one and done that I've seen in a very long time. He truly, we were robbed of a great season that he was having with his injuries. He had North Carolina in national title conversation, and then they proceeded to completely fall off without him in the lineup. He was their best player. He was their spark plug. He was their everything, and I hate seeing him go to Chicago because, man, that's a dog. That's a great player. I mean, so similar. If Trey Murphy was more of a 3-4 instead of a 2-3, honestly, like that's pretty much what you're going to get with Caleb Wilson. Like I expect 20-point player and a really good, could definitely be a 2 on a championship team in the future.
He reminds me a lot of Pascal Siakam, the way he's kind of got that.
I see that.
He's got that fluidity to him as a 4. I like his game
a little more athletic than Pascal Siakam.
Yes, like raw power and athleticism over
Finishes
Siakam
tough
for
at
sure.
the rim.
Yes, a great finisher. Man, I like low key. I like what Chicago's building. You got a big, tall playmaker like Giddey, and then you got 2 nice bigs in Caleb Wilson and Mataz. Like there's a lot of versatility there. I like it. Now this is where the draft gets interesting. The Los Angeles Clippers. Clock says 0. There's been rumors of them trading this pick for Jaylen Brown and all sorts of others. But the pick is in. I think
it was at 0 for some time.
Before he picks, I
think it should be Acuff.
I have a report here from Sam Amick. The Warriors, who have the number 11 pick, and the Hawks, who have number 8, have been discussing whether to use their picks to trade for Trey Murphy.
Wow.
Yeah. I heard about Atlanta earlier today. That makes sense, but
I low-key don't want them to trade it because I have a bet on Amon-Ra going out 8th overall to the Hawks. I think that he could definitely go there.
Troy Weaver, bro, come on. We got your guys. Come on.
Look at Darius Acuff, man, dude. That guy's
he's a
got
baller.
so much aura, bro.
With the Detroit style, man.
And listen,
buffed up.
Man.
Let's go.
That's a guy that is falling in
Shout
this
out
draft,
to him.
not due to his play, but to his size. And whatever team he goes to, he's going to be an absolute bucket.
He's going to be a stud, man.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to Sacramento, man, because Sacramento ruins
I would have
everybody.
taken him over Cam
they'll
Boozer
probably
if
trade
I'm
him
one
to
of these
somewhere
teams
else.
at the
I
bottom
would've
of the
too.
draft.
I'm glad you
if
said
you're
that.
talking about a team, like when you're in this point in the draft, you're looking for elite talent.
Yes.
Honestly, I think he's 1, 2, 3 with
Which
Like,
one?
that's so fair.
Peterson and Acuff. They're
yeah,
all 1, 2,
Acuff.
3. Like
Yeah.
they're all on that same level.
Absolutely,
We've
man.
seen Acuff do
It
things.
depends
that-
on what you're looking for your roster, in my opinion, no.
Memphis should be looking for everything.
Look at what he did in the tournament. He took a team in the tournament.
Perfect.
Clip. The pick is in. Adam Silver announcing.
Cool,
let's
scoot to
see.
your left a little bit, and then Platte, you do the same.
But Acuff took a team in the tournament.
Oh,
in
other way,
Arkansas,
my left, sorry. My left.
And he. Oh, the pick is in.
Oh.
Keaton
Wagler. So
I can see this. I can see this because
I
of
get the hype,
size.
okay? He's going to
a
be a
bigger
good
guard.
NBA player. However,
He's a bigger guard.
in my opinion, his bust potential is higher than Acuff. That's just my opinion,
He's
personally.
He's very
So-
small.
Yes.
that's what I
very
was going to say.
Thin.
Justin,
Wiry.
Yes.
Yeah, 6'5", 188.
He's thin.
Wiry.
That's what I weighed that much coming out of high school, bro.
He's thin.
Like that was my freshman year in college. But why a Keaton Wagler if you are who is it, the Clippers?
I think it's because of the size.
Yep.
I think it's because of the size.
Over, but
I feel like it's a weird fit with
isn't-
Darius Garland. If you're
It would
keeping
be.
Darius
That
Garland
would
long
be.
term.
That would
if
be.
you're keeping Darius Garland
I
long
think
term.
Darius
That is
Acuff
I agree.
is a bad fit with
That's weird.
Because to me,
Darius
he's a Keaton Wagler is to me he's a lead ball handler.
I think Acuff
Yeah, he is.
Acuff is what, 6'2",
And-
6'3"?
Yes.
6'2", 186.
Yeah.
And Garland is
Same
somebody.
weight.
Garland is somebody
Yeah,
best
but with the
the ball in
shortness,
his
he got a little
hands,
more.
too.
Got a little
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean?
No, he's
So
I
I don't like this. That's a
Honestly,
very thin. That's a very thin backcourt. I mean, you talk about a guy like Cade Cunningham is absolutely going to bully that backcourt between the two of them.
That's a guy right there that would, if the Pistons had any shot at getting him, that would be absolutely.
It would be amazing. You know what? He got out of the state.
Absolute bucket you would need.
He low-key crumbled against UConn. I can't lie. Like, and that's, the most NBA-ready team that you're going to play, essentially, other than Michigan.
With injury throughout the whole tournament.
He does have a nice highlight tape. I'll for sure say that.
He was dropping 20, 30 bombs.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he averaged 23.5 points per game. 44% from behind the arc for Darius Acuff as well. That's on 207 attempts throughout the season.
That's going to be the guy. That's going to be the guy in the draft where we're like, why did he just go like 7? Like, why the hell did he go 7?
Yeah,
I'm size. I'm telling you, that's literally.
I know.
That's the one
well, we just saw Jalen Brunson put New York City on his back and win a championship.
How often does that happen?
But didn't this burn our local schools already with Darius Acuff? Yeah. Didn't this already? This is what people were saying when he was going to Arkansas. I was like, well, what's he going to do out there anyway? He should just stay home. Too little, he this, he that. And instead, he went out there against whatever national media was saying, whatever local media was saying, and he proved to be a whole lot bigger of a player than anybody would give him credit for. And that's my thing. The type of skill set that he has, the type of speed that he has, and the manipulation ability that he has with not just his dribble but his footwork, then you're talking about 44% from behind the arc. These are things that transfer to the NBA. When you talk about the type of spacing that they have in the NBA and his ability to score at all 3 levels, that's where I'm saying I don't think that you can afford to miss out on a player like Darius Acuff. To me, he reminds me of kind of Stephon Castle, who everybody has something to say about why he shouldn't have been one of the top guards picked or why he shouldn't have been the first off. And now you look at who Stephen, because I heard, and I was one of the people too, we talked about what's up with the three-point shooting. We talked about is he somebody that can handle the facilitation at the NBA level at a full time. And so it's like, we've had these types of conversations with other guards. And for me, I do believe that Darius Acuff is one of those guys who's going to surprise rather than be a little bit more to what the detractors think.
2 guys I can point to, Kool-Aid.
Talk to me.
That fell in the draft due to their size. All right. That's Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum.
I see how I know how they smoked their.
They're absolute buckets. And when you look at what they do, they go out there and they score efficiently. That is like I feel like Darius Acuff is more of like on the Damian Lillard. Like that would be like kind of like the ceiling for
like
him.
that point guard body, but he can just, bro. I'm the number one right now.
Exactly.
And I got this. I can go. And I think that you need that type of stuff when you're talking about playing alongside Cade Cunningham.
And it's the heart too. Like he has heart. And you look at what he did in the tournament and also big games, just in college in general. He went out there and he put on a showcase in big games.
All right, guys, we have a little gift here. We have some very nice gentlemen bought us some drinks at the bar. This is from Exclusive Excavation in Brighton. Shout out Exclusive Excavation. Shout out our boys up at the bar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, brother.
Tap in exclusiveexcavation.com.
So don't spill it on the tablet.
If you need a new driveway, if you need a new thing in your house, go get it. Exclusiveexcavation.com in Brighton. Shout out.
Give him the extra one over there.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Dope. And shout out, man. Like being in Black Rock, like y'all already know, I talk to you guys all the time on the network about Queen Kool-Aid and I. We go to Black Rock regularly. We've been to like 3 of the locations. This is the 4th one I've been to. Actually, 5 of the locations, man. And I'm telling you guys, the food is great. I'm smelling it right now, and I'm just like, golly, we got a show to do, and whenever we can eat some meat, we're going to do that.
Look, I know how they smoke their meat, so I'm curious to see how they smoke their old-fashioned.
I've heard you've eaten the meat on air, on Woodward Sports, right?
Oh, yeah, on Woodward Sports several times. Black Rock
is
great
none
every
of that.
time.
No pause.
No pause.
All
no
the
pause,
Black Rock
no
meat.
shame at all. Man, I ate the table scraps here at Black Rock. I remember one time Easy and Spencer, those are pretty big guys. So there wasn't a lot of food left, but I took what was left, man, like a dog eating table scraps, man. I took it gladly. It's that good.
Shout out to Flatty, dog. Shout out to my dog.
Hey, man, Brooklyn drafted 7 guards. They better not.
Who did they pick? Is their pick
this
this
guy
guy?
in the mask? I think of him in the mask.
Imagine them picking Mara here.
If
they did,
like if he doesn't go to Brooklyn, like
they did lose a center.
I wonder what's going to happen with Acuff.
All right, they lost Nick Claxton. Relax.
You're saying they did.
I feel like it's absolutely diabolical if you don't take Acuff here.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like that's.
All right.
I hope he
Silver's
does
at the podium.
What do you
I like,
mean?
I like Igor.
He looks
but-
mischievous,
I hope he
bro.
beat a point guard.
He looks mischievous. It's not Darius Akoff.
Oh, that's a terrible thing. Oh
Crash
my
out, Justin.
God, I'm not going to crash out. That's you're going to talk about a guy who
take
has
the other
injury
small guard?
issues.
I think
Oh my! This is wow.
I think there's-
Did you even watch the basketball season? Nets?
His
Did you even
face,
watch
dog.
these guys play?
There's
Like,
2 to
honestly-
3 guards better on the board right now. There's 2 to 3
I don't
guards
get
better.
this is
Nah,
the Nets,
this is
bro.
crazy. That's
Just trade
Nets
and trade
as
up.
Nets as Nets can do.
This is
Oh
in
my
their
Lord.
arena. This is in the
God.
Barclays
I would
right
be
now.
booing.
hope they get
I would
booed at their
literally
own
be
Baligian
booing.
arena. Like when they're
Trajan trade up.
Mikhail, bro, Darius Akoff is what? What are we on now? Pick 7?
Yeah.
I can't believe
I
they
thought
just did that.
7 would be the absolute lowest he goes.
I can't believe they just did that. That's crazy.
But Sacramento's not going to pick Darius Akoff.
No, Sacramento is
is.
definitely
That's
going to
who
take
they
it.
want.
I feel like they're gonna mess
that's
it
all
up.
they're reporting.
I feel like they're gonna mess it up, bro. It's been so
No,
loud
they're
that
gonna
I
mess
feel like they're
him
gonna
up, and
mess
it's
it
gonna
up.
piss me off. They're
I
gonna,
don't know.
They're gonna
They
waste
usually
him.
they get a good guard. He showcases all of his talent, and
then
they
they
trade
trade
him
him
away.
Because
elsewhere.
Atlanta's not gonna pick an Akoff.
No,
Because they're if
Atlanta's
Atlanta would
taking
be
a
great.
day Mara. Listen
yeah, Atlanta's
to me.
not taking
Let
Akoff.
me
Atlanta
preach
taking
to
Akoff would be
you.
nice.
So Mikhail Brown Jr.
Jalen
man,
Johnson?
That would be crazy.
Jalen Johnson, Akoff would be nice.
Oh my god!
but they're
that'd
not
be
gonna do it,
insane.
man.
They're
You
not.
already know it.
They're not. They're not.
That would be
man.
Dog.
insane.
Give us CJ though.
And
Atlanta.
don't get
But
me
that's what
wrong.
I'm saying.
He's
How
a
far
great
would he fall
player.
then?
He's
I'd
a
probably
great
cry.
player,
I'd
but
probably cry.
Hey man.
Jalen Johnson gets help.
Hey,
before
yeah,
Kate
that's
Cunningham.
facts,
What?
man. Anybody that was a Brooklyn Nets fan now has to be a New York Knicks fan after what just happened.
Oh yeah, I can't lie, man. Mikhail Brown,
he's a
he
good
has
player.
feel for the game.
He's a good
It's just
player.
a feel from
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you want me to kind of like get it, like, I'm just not as high on him because, like, to me, he gives me like that. He gives me like a lot of people that just disappoint. Like, he gives me shades of D'Angelo Russell. He gives me shades of Jordan Poole.
It's the suit.
Like-
It's the suit for me.
But
It's a
it's
suit for
such
me.
it just feels like
It's
a
just a suit for me.
Brooklyn
I'm
Nets
not gonna lie.
pick.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like to me. And you know what? You pass on a player that had big game and I thought next level ability in a Darius Akoff Jr. This is a pick that you're going to be remembering for a long time.
yeah. I mean, look, he's one of the worst off-ball defenders when you watch his tape. Like, that's what really, really turned me off to
Who,
Mikal
Brown?
Brown.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what really turned me off to him. When you watch the tape, that guy falls asleep at the wheel a lot. I don't like that. But he has great highlight tapes because he has tight passes. Like, he's a daring passer, and I like that about him. But you know,
He has a feel for the game. He got that kind of like rec league kind of
yeah,
feel,
but
park
that goes
feel to it.
that goes either one way or another, man. That goes either one way or another. So you know, you're either Halliburton or you're D'Angelo Russell.
I love Flatty, dog. But look, I got to talk to you guys about this one. Isaiah Stewart. How pivotal is it that you have Isaiah Stewart on this roster for
It's
next
not.
season?
It's not.
You hear all of these rumors, but you have people say he's a heartbeat. He is the soul of the team. You have people who say he is the toughness of this squad. And now you're not hearing just his name, but also Ron Holland's name as potentially being in some of these rumors or trades. Is that a lot of fight to give up, especially if what you're bringing in is potentially some offensive players with not a lot of defense?
It puts a lot of pressure on Asar to keep that elite defense up. I'll tell you,
know what?
that.
Pressure
It
makes
does.
diamonds, and he's ready for
Yeah,
it.
pressure.
This
Hey.
team absolutely
but
is abysmal from
No.
offense.
But do you think it's a mistake for them to say, well, based off the playoffs, we don't believe we need a Holland and a Stu anymore?
No, so here's my thing. Here's my thing with Stu. Stu and Holland are two different points.
Talk
To
to
me,
me.
Holland is somebody that I still think he can be a solid. He can be a solid NBA player, but he's just doesn't have the room to grow here. Because you have a guy like Asar that already is so important to your team, and I just find that they're not the exact same player, but those skill sets, those overlapping skill sets, Asar does a lot of what Ron does better. So I don't know if he's going to be able to. Thank you.
He doesn't look too happy.
Let's
does
see.
he?
Let's see.
But you got
Smoked old fashioned, man. Let's try it. So then get back to my Stu point because y'all gonna be upset when I talk about Stu.
No, you know what? Just looking in the chat right now, I see it. Mitten made
That's
3-on-3.
fire.
I love Stu, but we need a
That's
7-footer at the 5 somewhere. I need more size on this team. We looked woefully undersized against the Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well,
He didn't have rebounding.
Here's what it is. Your 6'10" demigod is eventually going to wake up and realize he's the strongest human being.
Shout out to Black.
Or
Still
Black
need someone
Thor.
else.
Shout out to Boris.
Still need someone
But
else.
I will say that with Stu, the only reason I say trade him, Kool-Aid, is because we've watched now 2 seasons where he's been worn down at the end. And you haven't even made it to the finish line. So, Stu, just when you look at objectively what Isaiah Stewart is, he is a very important player. He is an elite all-NBA defensive player. But the problem is that he is 6'8", and he plays against 7'5" people and dominates. And plays physical and intense. And with that, it puts a lot of miles on your body, and I don't think that Stu can last a full season. That's what it is. That's my only thing with Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart, the player, is perfect. But I don't think that he playing the way that he plays, which is how he needs to play to be effective, I don't think he can last a whole season. Yeah, he might be able to do it a couple times in his career, but he is going to miss a lot of playoff games.
He was supposed to be one of the guests.
But he's great, and he's going to be a tough loss. He is going to be a tough loss in the regular season. You are going to feel it, but Isaiah Stewart should be traded because he is somebody that you are playing for June now, and I don't know if that guy can hold up till June.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that point. Darius Acuff Jr. does go to the Sacramento Kings. Shout out to friend of the network, Rashad Phillips, who was on our second draft show that we ever held on the network. So shout out to Rashad Phillips. He is part of the whole Acuff camp, not just Darius but others. That whole family are absolute hoopers. So shout out to him. He goes 23.5 points per game.
He has a little cousin that's hooping right now.
Yeah, it's another one. It's just
another one.
Look at Shad Phillips on the screen, dog. That's so crazy. He's getting his time.
We got super.
You're right there on Stu to some degrees, and I think realistically, when you're looking at the impact that he makes, was Stewart the same player in the playoffs that he was during the regular season? This is the difference. His play dipped just like Jalen Duren's did. No one questioned the fight of Stewart because we saw he was out there fighting.
Right.
So I think you're exactly right. We've seen him wear down now at the end of 2 seasons. And you got to think about this. In both seasons, they managed his minutes during the regular season.
Yes.
People were saying, hey, let him play. Remember the first year that he would have been eligible for off-season, postseason awards, he didn't play enough minutes. The second year, he missed too many games down the stretch.
Yep.
And so if you're not able to be there for us, no matter what motor you're going to bring, because nobody would question that he definitely brought it a lot more than Jalen Duren did. But how much did it really matter to the Pistons in the playoffs?
He would have been awesome in the playoffs if he was fully healthy. And I know that they tried to say he wasn't,
but can they
I
wait
just
on
don't
that?
believe. Yeah, they can't.
That's why I think you were cooking on that.
He's going to give you in 5 years. He's going to give you 1.5 healthy playoffs.
Pretty
and
crazy
that's
comparison
tough.
there.
Yeah, I see this players to lead SEC in points per game and assists per game. Shout out Pistol Pete Maravich and
Shout out Maz.
Hey, Cuff. Look.
Shout out Maz.
44 points to 23.5 points. Shout out Pistol Pete, whoever you were playing against.
Pistol Pete is a problem. We do have
was Pistol Pete playing against plumbers if he was scoring 44?
He was playing against plumbers.
He was playing against me.
He's
playing against me out there.
Yeah, you want to read that super chat?
Yeah, we got a super chat from Dante151.
I'd lock Gary West
shout
up.
out to him, man. The people say that Stu is the heart of this Piston team is insane. Cade is the heartbeat of the Pistons. End of story. Go Pistons. I mean,
Dante,
yes,
the Pistons have said this. Yeah. Trajan has said this. Cade has said this. So they're all insane as well. People believe this. He is the longest tenured Piston. He was the one that set the culture here, and he was playing games earlier when Cade Cunningham had to take that break out. They talk about the fact that his voice is something that carries, and I can honestly tell you this, Dante, being in those practices, being around this team in certain capacities, I promise you, Stu is more or less a voice. Where Cade Cunningham leads by example, Stu was the one going out there making sure people heard. Stu was the one going out there making sure to take up from have people's blind sides in their back. And don't forget, there was a time before the 60 wins, there was a time before the 44 wins, when Stu was all that we had from a fight standpoint.
But we don't need to fight anymore.
No, from a toughness standpoint. Stu still, during the regular season, was one of your best, if not on the Pistons, the best rim protector and best paint protector. So, those things matter. You're going into a season now where it doesn't matter who you bring in. Are you sure that they're going to give you what Stu gave you, at least during the regular season? This is where I agree with what you're saying from a perspective of what is he going to be in the playoffs. But this is where, when you do talk about moving on from not just one, but also potentially a Stewart. So now what's the nasty boys now? A Ron Holland? I mean, if you're moving off of Ron Holland and a Stu, who is it now? Dennis Jenkins, Javonte Green, and I love B-Ball Paul.
We love the names Kool-Aid, and we love the toughness and the fight that he brings. But at some point, you gotta look at what this team is. Right now, they have a deficit, and this deficit is offense. And that it wasn't. their defense that completely collapsed and, made them look like they didn't belong to be a number one seed in the playoffs. It was the fact that they literally could just not score. It was Cade Cunningham or no one else, and that's a problem. And that's a problem that needs to be addressed because
absolutely
this team has defenders. You have Asar Thompson, and you have Cade Cunningham, Cade Cunningham is an elite two-way player. Like, he is one of the best defenders of, on ball in the league. So you already have some of these defensive guys. Jalen Duren has shown you some defensive glimpses into the future of what he could be.
He can be good, but Stu is
what do you need
defensively.
more important right now? Like, what's more important right now? Do you need the scoring, or do you need
well look, there was whole plays
blocks that fall
there were whole plays where you saw Stu actually able to box. Who can box out people on the team better than Stu? And after Stu, who's doing that?
And who is and screening, everything.
At some point, when you look at those playoff games,
y'all were all just done with Duren. Everybody was just done with him. Now all of a sudden, he's going to be the savior.
I wasn't done.
I mean, he better be for $40 million. He's got 200 million reasons to be the savior. He's got 200 million to be the fucking savior.
Dog, if the Lakers reports are true, it's about to be a whole lot more. If he gets that max from them, I'm going to be pissed, bro.
Yeah. No, that would
I just think that
terrible.
when you look at what Stu, even though he did give you the blocking and the rim protection that you do need, how many times did you see him get rebounds, just letting up rebounds that just went right over his head?
During the regular season, not so much. During the playoffs, detrimental.
You've seen other teams turn up the intensity.
Yeah.
And you've seen Jarrett Allen. You've seen Evan Mobley. You've seen Wendell Carter. You've seen those guys just get rebounds right over top of his head.
Not as much Wendell Carter, but this is where I think that you're cooking. As they get further into the playoffs, they are facing not just more skilled big men, but multiple bigs and multiple bigger players. That's what knocked them on their tail, is when you have to contend with an Evan Mobley and a Jarrett Allen, who are going to be taller players, some of your best rim and paint protectors in all the league, some of the best at switching in the pick and roll. Those guys were a havoc. And you know what? Jalen Duren's not there yet. Isaiah Stewart has a skill set, but he was the one that was on the outside of the 6'10 and up party when you talk about all of those types of players. Then you got all of the Cleveland Cavaliers crashing down as well. So for me personally, if you guys rewind the tape, there was a time when all of these people that are in it, there was a time when all of you people called me crazy. It's about 3-4 years ago. I said that Isaiah Stewart would not be your starter when the Pistons were ready to win. We are there right now, but it does, when you're talking about him not being on this team at all, it does make you. It makes you think just for a little bit.
They were definitely taking
Kingston Fleming, another guard to the Atlanta Hawks.
I like him more than Mikal Brown.
He was definitely. They were definitely taking a cup if he was there.
Wow.
I mean, Kingston Fleming, like,
we just seen three small guards go in a row. By the way.
Yeah, if I can here, he's got to me a little bit of that. Not a great name right now, but De'Aaron Fox, Steve Francis. Yeah. No, but I mean, look, he's an on-ball scorer. He's got athleticism. He's got a crazy explosive burst. He has to work on the outside shooting. He has to work at changing his pace a little bit and finishing at the rim. But this guy is an athlete. There's no doubt about that. He has a gear. And you talk about it all the time. Coaches talk about it all the time, man. You can't teach speed. You can't teach height. There are some traits that you just can't teach, and he's got it. I'm curious, though, now if this is something like this. To me, doesn't scream that he's going to the Pelicans, right?
No.
Like I don't think this is a Troy Weaver and Joe Dumars guy.
I
think
I don't know.
I can't rule it out. But I'm saying like
because you don't see the Dennis and the Marcus Sasser in this.
No, I think they already have that guy.
I'm just saying.
To be honest with you, they drafted that guy last year.
Well, yeah. Listen, I've saw them also go and draft that guy year after year after year.
Yeah.
When they brought in Dennis, like literally after Marcus Sasser, I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they went and picked up another guard. I forget who, and they wound up putting him in the G League, but. I don't know. Kingston Fleming, shout out to him. A lot of accomplished freshmen here. You're looking at the 38, almost 39% from behind the arc for him on only 106 threes. Some of these other players we were talking about earlier in the draft, their volume from behind the arc was absolutely insane, including people like Darius Acuff and so. But for the Hawks, does this surprise you at all? Another guard?
No, I mean, because look, I mean, really, you have a lot of interchangeable parts long term, and you have Jalen Johnson. Like, Jalen Johnson is your piece, and you're looking for – right now they have a lot of great supplemental role players that work for this team. But, I mean, even their number 1 overall pick, Risa Shea, you don't expect him to be on that team when it comes time to win a championship.
Who?
Exactly. Like, you don't expect –
We got to remember something, Chris. That was
Zachary.
that was the role player draft. Like,
yeah, that was –
the worst draft to win the lottery.
Boy, did they hit the role player.
My guy said the no-player draft.
Role player, he's got to grow to that.
No,
but I will say,
no players.
I mean, but look at Ron Holland.
Thank you.
A role player.
Hey,
Like, name one player out of that draft that's turned into a star.
I don't know, but I like Matas a lot. I'll tell you
Montes
that.
Mazelas, yeah,
Still,
it's
not
tough,
a star.
man.
Like the best
No,
player in
yeah.
that class.
I mean, that was Stephon Castle, right?
Yeah,
I like
Stephon
Stephon
Castle. Yeah,
Castle.
he's an all-star. He'll be an all-star.
But, hey, look.
I like
shout
the
out
swing.
Flemings.
But I think
Nah.
I
don't
think
he
this
will.
is where I want to get everybody's thoughts here because Justin, you and I talked about this on the We're Heavyweights a couple days ago. Shout out when we were talking. Dusty May now in Dallas. 1, what did you think of the hire, Kool-Aid? And 2, do you think that this is something where where that brings in a Michigan player?
Can I say something about Flemings first, real quick? Because I just
Okay, go ahead.
There's the one thing I like about this is it's a swing. It is a swing. Like they are trying to go for upside here. This is a guy who, when he is on, he is as good as anyone in the country. The Houston background, he's a gritty player. I think he's going to fit into Atlanta very well. And go on about Dusty.
Yep. And one more here about Flemings. He survived being struck by a car at age 3. He calls that an experience that shaped his competitive mindset. So I'm definitely not going to count out somebody who's surviving getting hit by a car at the age of 3, bro. Yeah. Like, what is he eating? Like, like that's absolutely insane to me,
remarkable.
man. That's remarkable. 6'3", 183 pounds. Did put up 16 a game. Like I said, 38, almost 39% from behind the arc for him. And from the floor, 47%. El Jefe, you want to tell the people what Shams is talking about? Hey, tell the people. Read it off for them. Yeah, our chat family. Let them in on it.
Shams came out, a tweet, says, have a feeling new Dallas Mavericks coach Dusty May will be bringing a Wolverine up next at number 9 in his new job.
A Amon-Ra, just like I said, baby. Come on.
I hate that,
You think
though.
it's gonna
I like Lively and Gafford a lot.
Look at Dusty May sitting there.
You can move Gafford for a piece since you're young, but
the
Lively
problem
was
with-
awesome in the finals.
He is, but he's
know,
also very
and young.
injury prone.
But now at this point in the draft, though, Chris.
No, he is.
I mean,
but I know, but I would take a higher upside swing if I'm Dallas right now because if you could take an upside swing and get somebody that pans out as a star next to Cooper Flagg.
Mara could be that upside swing, though.
I don't know if he's a star.
I don't know if he's a star either, but he's going to be a very good.
Pick is
going to. I think he could definitely be a 3 on a championship
Chat.
roster.
Who
you think it is? Is there any way it's Yak?
I think it's Mara. I absolutely think it's Mara. I bet on it, and I think it's Mara.
Okay.
Who will Dusty May select with his first official pick as the Dallas Mavericks head coach?
Mr. Silver's
Selection is
talking.
in. The pick is
Morez
Johnson.
Jr.
Wow. It is a Michigan player. Neither
That is
Yak.
a shock, but
not
I
Mara.
am focused on the food right now.
Goodness gracious.
I am focused on the food right now.
Damn, he went for. I mean, Morez is the swing. I mean, he is the least.
What's that one? Oh, snap.
Wow, this is amazing.
This is amazing, bro. I don't know if the camera can see the food. Let me pick this up.
We're getting the
eyes on it right now. We're getting eyes on it right now. We need to.
What you got over here, bro? You know what? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but if you want to, whatever.
See, looking at us like y'all lying. Y'all don't know how to cook this steak.
I mean, I think she does it better, but
Can you show us at
You
least?
want to explain it for the people?
Yeah.
look at those ribs, man. Oh my God, we are eating good.
Woo, steak sandwich. Hey, hold on, bro.
Here.
With the au jus too? Come on, bro. They doing their thing. He don't even know.
Look at that.
Yeah, come on, put on the headset.
Goodness gracious.
Walk us through it.
Yeah, show us how to do this thing. She about to cook the steak on the stone.
Okay.
She about to
we
cook
good
up
in
like
the
the
shot, Justin?
Pistons are tonight.
Okay. So I put the steak on the stone, and then I cut a piece off.
Okay.
And then I keep the raw on one side. This is our casino butter.
Casino
It
butter.
is good. It's like herb garlic. My boyfriend's obsessed with it.
Hey,
and
she
then-
just said she's taking on camera, y'all.
Don't get any ideas. She knows her worth.
I like that.
Oh yeah, I gotta mention him. You know it.
Let's rock.
Okay, like I do like 5-10 seconds for rare, 10 to 15 for medium rare, and then so on and so forth. I like mine pretty rare, so I'd say like maybe a little longer. And then once I'm like satisfied, I put it over here.
Right on the other
but
side.
I would do a few at a time.
Yo, that's official.
Okay.
That's official.
All right, there you go.
Don't mess this up.
Smells amazing.
Sophia, Chris. Thank you.
Hey, shout out to
Chris,
Sophia.
Don't mess this up.
Thank you, Sophia.
Yes, thank you. This is a spread.
Yeah. Wow.
This is a spread,
Listen,
man. I'm feeling
Now, chat. Listen.
feeling happy right now, man.
I can tell from first-hand experience. I've had the ribs before, so I will have to steal those ribs from Chris. He will have to forfeit one of those ribs over here to me. Absolutely.
I
We'll
definitely
see.
gotta get
We'll
some
see.
steak, man.
We'll see how it goes.
No.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Oh, snap, man. Shout out to the good folks here at Black Rock as well. We're out here in Heartland, man. Shout out to Yusuf, the general
Hey,
manager.
Platte, how about
They've
I
been
cook-
taking good care of us
How about
out
I
here.
cook that steak while you host?
Okay. That works. That works
Shout out.
phenomenal, man. Shout out to Justin, man.
That dude, Justin, he's cooking up all over the place.
Shout out to Justin, man. He is cooking.
Will you
He's
pass me the
cooking in the
steak?
booth and on the
fries.
grill, man. Shout out to him. But where are we at right now? Milwaukee's pick. Off of Morris.
Dang it!
Off of Morris
I need a
Johnson.
Damara to be this big
Well,
because
Justin, tell me why Morez Johnson and not Mara for the Dallas Mavericks. What do you think Dusty May, getting ahead of Dusty May, what's he seeing here with the makeup of this young Dallas Mavericks team, especially with Kyrie Irving maybe on the way out?
So I think that this is kind of surprising in my opinion. This gives him a very versatile front court. Like you like Chris was saying, you already got Gabford, you already got Lively, you have Cooper Flagg, and now you're adding Morez Johnson in the mix. Is he trying to play Morez Johnson at the 3? Is he hoping that he can develop he must think that he can develop it as a good enough 3-point shooter for him to play the 3, where he can continue to run his big athletic lineup like he ran at Michigan, and where he can run Cooper Flagg at the 4, where it can be Lively or Gafford with Flagg and Morez Johnson, and that's their game plan. And they're Kyrie Irving, that's a pretty. They'll probably be if they keep Kyrie Irving pretty testy next season with that starting lineup alone.
I gotta tell you something. Fries.
No, these fries slap. I'm so
Absolutely,
sorry,
yes.
bro.
These fries do slap.
Goodness gracious.
I want to get to the. I got so much stuff. I got a beer. I got a smoked old fashioned. I got these ribs. I got these great fries. You guys look like you have some food that's my size.
Oh, here we go.
Like,
I was feeling like a caveman, bro.
Don't worry. You got some food that's my size over there too. I need them ribs.
What are they talking about?
Everything's your size, buddy.
I need them ribs. But shout out to the NBA draft. Shout out to Dusty May as well.
Shout
He
out.
knows Morez Johnson. That's an interesting one to me. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, but I think Justin broke it down well.
Yeah, he did.
Like I
Cooked it.
think it does make sense given the front court that they have already to get somebody. Now, again, I would have just personally though, if I am the Mavericks, I would have took a little bit more of an upside swing because how many years are you going to be a top 10 pick from here on out? So I would have took the upside swing and took the gamble because you already got Cooper Flagg. You already got a really good number 1. But if you get that number 2 that pops, you're right where you need to be. And then you can trade them both again like Jalen Brunson and Luka.
Chad, do you hear that sizzle in the background?
Shout out to Justin
That's
over
Justin
there, bro.
getting to work.
I was about to say, somebody put the camera on Justin, dog. He is over there absolutely frying up right now on the other side of the
Fry
TD.
cook.
Shout out to Jay.
Fry
Dub.
cook.
Doing everything
Yeah,
right
you
now, man.
don't even know. Look at this. I'm shipping this thing.
Dante said that the Bucks pick is in. Shout out to Dante151. Thank you guys for being here. I see a lot of the regulars in this chat right now.
Oh yeah,
You're
this is
just
gonna be
getting
perfect medium rare, folks. This is how it is. Pass
So-
me a side plate for Chris.
Smash that like button, y'all.
I don't see.
These are my size for sure.
I don't see the Bucks going with the Damara.
thank you.
Because they just got Khalil Ware in that trade with Giannis.
Let me see here. Who's it going to be for the Bucks? I don't even know what makes sense for them right now. Like, I don't even know what they're building towards or building for right now.
I'll tell you what, they don't have a good track record of first round picks in
We're about to see which direction they're
most
going
recent
in.
years.
Like, are they picking for somebody else right now? Is there something that's going to be a part of a greater deal at some point in time? or is this a player that they believe is going to be a part of their core moving forward? And, you got to think like the Bucks, the big trade, we didn't really react to it. You're talking about Giannis going to the Heat, and Trajan Langdon said something very, very interesting, that they had some players they liked, some players they knew might enjoy if they were traded for by the Pistons, but that these other teams weren't trying to help the Pistons. Now, in the past, we knew the Pistons were able to facilitate certain things, and it's Braden Burris, a guard out of Arizona, to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, in the past, they've been able to facilitate things like that.
I like that.
But now, Trajan basically put out there that other teams might be a little more apprehensive about trying to do deals with the Pistons because they just want, 44 wins, 60 wins, and they only got one bona fide absolute superstar. So Trajan believed that there were teams who absolutely weren't trying to help the Pistons in any trades, and that's where I wonder, when you look at the Heat, when you look at the Bucks, two Eastern Conference teams who are trading amongst themselves, obviously Giannis had to go somewhere. Do they really want to make sure that the Pistons could get a Tyler Herro? Who knows how it goes down from here, but that's some of the stuff that Trajan Langdon was talking about. And I do think that it has played itself out so far early in this free agency.
Give me one of those silverware sets.
Shout out.
Oh, you need a set too? Where is it at?
You eat with your hands.
Where's yours? Oh, right here?
I'm going to cut it in half so, everyone can have a piece.
Pull it apart with your hands, brother.
Man, dude, this is phenomenal, man. These ribs are my size, Jeff. I want you to know that.
Oh, snap, man. Shout out to Steak and Cheese Sandwich here, bro. They got the au jus. This stuff looks amazing, bro. I know it's going to be. I haven't even had this yet, but I know it's about to be lit.
Their whole menu is amazing. I remember one time I had their burnt ends here. Whew. Oh, my God. You have their burnt ends before? Dude, they're fire. They're fire, Bomber. Shout out to BlackRock, man. This is great, man. And shout out to Bomber, man. Shout out to Bomber for booking this.
Justin, you want the other half of the sandwich?
Sure.
The steak one here. Yeah.
Jeff, you want a rib?
Yes, I do, Chris.
All right. What rib looks good to you?
Any of them.
Okay, I was gonna take that one.
Bomber, you get any food, bro? You get food?
Yeah.
All right, dope.
Yeah, here. I'll put 2 ribs on here. Put 2 ribs on here. We got a sandwich. We got cut up some of the burger. And then, do you guys got fries
some
too?
Burger over there. They had another plate of fries. Here, take some of these.
They got these as well. Yeah.
Can I have some more butter?
Hey, shout out to
That'd be
Justin
great.
cooking up. And shout out to y'all in the chat family as well.
Whoa.
Round 1 is, at pick
going,
11, Golden State Warriors are on the clock right now. The pick is not in. There's a lot of teams who used to be mainstays. You used to either know that they sucked and that's what they were going to be, or you knew that they were good and they were going to be in the playoff race. But now I'm seeing teams in which you're just like, I don't quite know where these squads are headed. The Bucks and the Warriors are 2 teams in which you knew they were going to be perennial championship contenders. Now it seems like the eras are starting to turn over, and you see these guys trying to figure out what's next for their team. So, to me, I don't even know if you're the Warriors, where are you going from a situation like this? Obviously, Steph Curry re-signing the shoe deal and things of that nature overseas. Some people believe he's gearing up to be able to have a nice 2, 3, 4 year end or run to his career.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what do you see out of them, especially if there might not be even a Draymond Green there going into next season?
Yeah, I think that the Warriors are in an interesting position where they have to force themselves to choose between, feeding the generational player while you have him and building for the future. And if I'm the Warriors, I think the decision is easy. 10 times out of 10, you choose your franchise player, because they are never going to get another player like Steph Curry in their entire franchise history. So I think you owe it to him every single year, even the down years when you have a high pick, you trade that pick and you get a good player, because you need to supplement Steph Curry, because Steph Curry is one of the few players you will ever get that can win you a championship damn near on his own. So I think that if you're the Golden State Warriors, you owe it to Steph Curry to go all in every single year you can. And that's just how I am. I understand. It's easy for me to say, but you know what? I'll stomach it. And even when that day comes right now, I mean, Steph's already brought them so many championships. They'll be fine when they have to eventually rebuild and start over and move on. But while you have Steph, lock in. Lock in, because you're never going to get another Steph Curry again. If I told you, Kool-Aid, that the Golden State Warriors were ever going to have a better player in franchise history than Steph Curry, you wouldn't believe it.
No. And you're right. If your guy's coming back,
they said
and
the
you're
same thing
bringing
about
him back,
Wilt Chamberlain.
True that. You got to run it, though.
Fair.
Otherwise, move on. But that's the thing. When you look at what Joe Dumars did to that 0-4 Pistons team, I almost wish he would have just let the wheels fall off. Let your guys like Ben Wallace, Richard Hamilton, and Chauncey Billups, and Rasheed Wallace realistically decide when this thing is over. Because what did you see out of some of these players? Chauncey went to Denver and helped elevate them. Think about it. AI and Carmelo were there. They were a dangerous squad, but nobody had any real threat to them being a serious contender until Chauncey Billups got there. And that was after the Pistons.
That's fair.
And so, yeah, for me, I think from our own personal experience, that's where I'm looking at the Warriors, and I actually agree with you. If your legend is still there, he's still selling jerseys, he's still selling seats, he's still selling shoes, and he's still able to go out there and put you in a position to have some good basketball, make the playoffs and things, make the play-ins, let that play out, man. At least from a fan perspective. I get it. Business is business, but doesn't Steph Curry, isn't he one of those players that transcends? You let him just play this whole thing out.
Absolutely, man. The pick is in for Golden State. Do you think it's Yaxel?
Hey, they got him on screen right now. Look at him, man, with the shades on, man. He's
Who'd
a little
the Bucks
buffed up.
take? Who'd the Bucks take? I've been too locked in trying to cook this food.
Oh, crap. Who did they take?
They took Braden Perry's.
Yeah, Braden.
Will you pass me a plate that I can give you guys some steak on?
Hey, definitely want some steak.
Here, okay, we can move. We can make room on this one.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Man, this is amazing, dude. This is like the Last Supper, but hopefully not my last.
Hey,
supper.
but look, hold on. But
Which one of you is betraying me?
it's so morbid.
Which one of you is betraying me?
Goodness.
Now, who here can I trust?
I will take.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, but the chat thinks that Trajan Langdon right now is asleep at the wheel. I'm looking at these chats, and I'm just like, come on, man. Hey, do it for us. Langdon ain't doing anything, fam. All Detroit GMs are doing the same crap. Kevin Jeffrey, Trajan is out for an evening jog. Where are the Trajan bots at? Mega Hustle. Trajan's on vacay. Kevin's out to dinner with Brad Holmes right now.
I mean, what exactly is he supposed to do?
Or
right
Trajan is out. But this is what I've been seeing. Not even before the draft. Now you're at the draft. You're seeing some players that you might like. I don't know what people want him to do at this standpoint. At this point in the draft, where there's some package where he can trade up? No. The Pistons' trade assets are not as good as you would want it to be if you're trying to get up into the lottery. They got a couple players who I think if you're looking to give them some serviceable players, like a team that's either looking to get to the next level, go from right outside the playoffs to the playoffs, or a contender who needs more depth, that's when I think you're able to offer something, but you're not getting a whole hefty thing in return. It takes two to tango. And just quite frankly, if we're putting on the hat of the other team, how does Stu and Ron Holland and pick 21 sound to you? Are you getting a star in return?
There it is.
I don't think so, bro.
Yaxel off the board to Golden State.
Wow.
This is one of the most predictable. I like that. I like that for Golden State. I think they got a hell of a player.
Hey, there go the tears.
I think they got a hell of a player. I can
Shows
say
that
that.
emotion.
I'm a big man. I went to State, but I can admit it. That's a hell of a player right there. He might be 30 years old, but he is a good player.
So he might be older than Jalen Duren.
That dude, Justin, I see Dante151 in all caps. Yaxel went before Mara.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Goodness gracious, man. And the Warriors here, I feel like it's a pick where you're not necessarily looking for Yaxel to come in and change the trajectory of your franchise, but to have a player when you're talking about extending that window for a Steph Curry, getting him a young dog that can kind of go. What'd you say, Bomber? Oh, yeah, the burger is fire, man. That burger is on that Steph Curry mode.
I'm ready to go. All right,
it's on that Steph Curry mode. But Yaxel before Mara?
Yeah, Yaxel before Mara. All right, this one is a little confusing because, excuse me, I don't think other than the fact that Golden State made the pick, I would expect a day Mara to be picked sooner, but in terms of where Golden State is, you nailed it. They are trying to win now. This is the most NBA-ready guy in the past the 10th pick. And so I understand from that perspective why they would take Yaxel. However, a lot of teams in this situation who are building from a lower point and aren't necessarily trying to get right into contention, I would see them taking Mara. So I get why they took Yaxel, though. But I am surprised it was before Mara. I'm surprised Mara fell out of the top 10.
I mean, we always say someone's going to fall.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see Mara
I expected
fall
it to
now.
be Yaxel over Mara, and everyone was that was more what we were hearing, too.
Lee. And you got OKC up next. Obviously, they're one of the most interesting teams
Yes, this is
of
where
this
it could
first
get
round
interesting.
draft. So
This is where you could start to see the trades happen, all of that.
look at May, man. He's crying. He got
I
a little
also
emotion.
see
I
Mara-
mean, a
I
little
could also
emotion.
see Mara here, Justin. I think Mara for OKC is great. Is great Chet insurance against, and if you're going to have to foreseeably future go against Wemby every year, it doesn't hurt to have multiple 7-footers on your team.
Hey, Mike Reed with the super chat. I'm going to try and read that, but not while I'm chewing, bro. Here, maybe you can read that. We'll let Hefe.
The lobster dip is elite. You guys are making me jealous. LOL. I have to get back to Black Rock. Shout out Woodward Sports and Black Rock.
Yo, and that was a $4.99 super chat from Mike Reed. Shout out to Mike Reed, one of the OGs. I wanted to read that super chat, but I'm sorry, bro. The food here is just too good. It's too good. I know we got a show to run, but we also are here at Black Rock.
Not gonna lie.
Exactly where y'all are supposed to be at.
Fries are gone.
Find a Black Rock wherever you are. If you out this way, pull up and say what up, though, to the boys, man. Shout out, though, man.
The fries to the meat. It's all good.
Fries to the meat. Shout out to Yaks, man. We've seen him show emotion after that after the NCAA championship, and you see him again here getting drafted. You talk about how many big moments, how many just kind of big memories for Yaxel in a short amount of time, player of the year type stuff, national champion, the run, hurting his ankle before the tournament and still going out there and carrying the squad. And now he gets a chance to not just be in the NBA, but he's going to one of the more storied franchises of this era. You talking about a team that kids grew up, like in his era, cheering for them, wearing those Steph Curry jerseys. Y'all can't say y'all weren't, because I was looking at these other gyms, especially when he would come here, and the whole arena was in Steph Curry jerseys. So it's like this has to be a surreal feeling for a player like this. One, getting to the NBA, but two, like Justin said, like you said, you're going to a squad in this top 10 who still got a little bit of juice left, who thinks that adding you to this roster means that maybe they can push just a little bit more for their legend and Steph Curry. And I hope that Yaxel, as a young player, whether he finds himself into major minutes year one or not, I'm hoping he understands the opportunity that he has here with the Warriors.
I think he will, man. I think he will. I just want to ask a question. Was it too rich for the Pistons to trade up now that we know where he was drafted? Because I think that is. I think
yes.
I think moving to 11, I think that was too steep of a price. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, 11?
Yeah.
You're looking more around like the 15-16 range.
Yeah, I think
would've
15
been
to 16 is when you can start to realistically target moving up if you're the Detroit Pistons. I know a lot of people in here are looking. We got people in the comments saying we're just stuffing our face. We're at Black Rock, brother. Pull up,
Hey, listen,
pull up and come find out.
Would you not be if you had the food right in front of you like
Bro,
this?
steak sandwich,
This food, not like food, just this food.
Steak sandwich.
This food in particular.
Bro, look, they even gave me the French onion dip, bro. Like, come on. What are you talking about? Y'all would be here too. We told y'all to pull up.
We did.
You remember we used to do some of these other shows at other establishments. I won't name them right now. And we would have whole trays.
upgraded.
People were going home with whole trays of chicken strips after this. Like, Justin, I know you remember those days. Fans would show up. And we were like, hey, here's pizza, here's chicken, here's this, here's that. It was always a hookup. And if you show up, meet us out here at these Black Rocks, hey, definitely you guys can be a part of the feast here at the table.
Yeah, if you show up, Bomber's got your tab, man. Pull up.
Yeah, Bomber got the whole thing. He
He's
runs
rich.
all of this.
He's rich.
He's rich. He's absolutely rich.
And
And
here
I'm
we
looking
go.
at-
This is Bomber's favorite dish right here.
Guy wears collared
Ooh.
shirts
This
every
is
day. He's
the
rich.
Black Rock chicken.
Tell
It
us he's
comes
not
with
rich.
A beautiful cream sauce, and man,
Favorite dish.
I'm about to tap
Hey,
into
Bomber,
this as well.
that's
We're gonna
rich
get-
taste
we're
there,
gonna
brother.
Oh, man.
Tell you, man, everything about this guy's rich. Man.
He got 2 little sprigs of asparagus on top, boy.
Let me ask you
love
something
it.
about the Thunder here.
Talk to me.
What are they doing with this pick?
A lot of
Because
money. Oh, wait, what?
If I'm correct in understanding this, is they actually don't even have the room to take on their first round pick.
when you look at the players that have to sign, this is a situation where it feels like these people might be in a weird cap space for a long time. But obviously, you know that as long as you have an SGA, you got a chance to win a ring.
Absolutely.
It's going to be interesting to see how they resolve the contracts, because I believe they're going to be in a position where they can have upwards of 4 people making $40 million a year or more. I don't understand how that's even sustainable in this era. The pick is in, Silver is there, and there you go.
There you
It
go.
is Amon-Ra. Justin, you know what? You first, bro. Take it away. He goes to the OKC Thunder, and I know this. They got something to work out with Chet Holmgren, or do they? Talk to me, bro.
Well, man, this is exactly. He looks pissed.
Dusty May?
Yeah, Dusty looks
You saw
pissed.
that?
Yeah. He does not want to have a Amon-Ra guarding Cooper Flag, and for good reason. I mean, he is moves very well for how big he is. He's very lengthy. I mean, elite on both ends on the glass. Like, that was the thing. The difference between Vlasilev Golden and Amon-Ra is how elite Amon-Ra was at blocking shots and getting rebounds, and not just scoring on inside. He is truly every facet of his game is very good. He's got to develop a three-point shot. If he develops any type of three-point shot, he's going to be a star in this league. And I know Chris doesn't believe in his stardom, but he's already an elite passer. He's the best passing big man in this draft by far. He is going to be, when entering the league, honestly, a top 15 passing big man already. And I know that's high praise, but when you watch him play, like, he comes from that Spain background, he has that pedigree, and you see it. Like, he's gonna open up a lot for Chet. Like, him and Chet on the floor together is like, you're gonna allow Chet also to play the 4 instead of the 5. And I think that's so big for him. I mean, I think he proved in the playoffs he's too soft to play the 5 in certain lineups. So, and then, what are they doing with Heikenstein or Hartenstein?
Yes.
And, like, does this, they move off Hartenstein now? Like, it opens up a lot of different possibilities, and I think Bomber is something that he wants to tap into about.
Hey,
I
talk
would
to
just
us.
say, you're thinking moving off of Hartenstein. I'm thinking this means they're maybe moving off of Chet.
You heard me kind of
This
throw the lob
means
up
they're
at the beginning
moving
of
off
this.
of Chet,
What does
man.
this mean for him?
This means that
He's up for $40 million plus.
This is another offensive big man that they're looking to kind of replace Chet with, in my opinion. What do you think, Kool-Aid?
Somebody who also brings, like Justin was saying, that defensive bag. Like, you look at – I like Chet Holmgren. I know he has defense, but I'm sorry he looked somewhat outmatched. And it's not about, well, he was playing up against Wemby. It was really kind of for the entire playoffs. You got SGA having to answer questions about how do we get you effective on this every night in the playoffs, and you got SGA stomped? Yeah, I do. I think when you're sitting there and you're talking about what he's eligible for, what the cap hold is for, I do think, you know what, we go in there and we hedge our bets just a little bit better. We get a player in here who might not be as skilled right away offensively, maybe not in NBA as Chet is right now, but from a defensive standpoint, from a two-way ability, from the ability of probably being even that much more coachable right now, I don't know. I actually like this. I hate this for me. I love it for OKC. Like, I hate that they do stuff like this all the time. Watch Pick 17 come up, and we're just like, what the frick? They do this so well.
It's really, if you're any GM in the NBA, you should be asking yourself at any move you make, what would Sam Presti do? Because you could see he is so fluid, he's so liquid, he does not care about moving players. He saw that they did not have enough to beat Victor Wembanyama, so they made an adjustment. He saw that he was going after Chet every single time. Chet was not going to get them to the championship. They had to change their team, even though everybody thought 2 years ago, is this the worst the Thunder are going to be? Is this going to be the next 5 championships in a row? They realized, Sam Presti realized, they need to make a change. There's a new guy in town, and his name's Victor. He's French.
And you know what? Here you go. Some numbers for Amon-Ra. 103 blocks. Set a single-season record for University of Michigan this past season. So here's this. I like this. This quote from Dusty May on Amon-Ra. He's got an awesome attitude about him, a great spirit about him. Typically, guys like that who enjoy being teammates and working on their game, they gradually get better. He has done that the last 10 years of his life. And that's why when you point out the reaction of a Dusty May, I think it's because of this. And shout out to Randall Smalls, who thought we could see a run on University of Michigan players here in the top 10,
9,
top 12.
11, and 12.
We saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
11, 12, 3 of 4 picks, man. They did their thing. And, I mean, look, to Justin's case, about him being a superstar. I mean, look, I said his absolute ceiling is Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol was a star to me, so I guess I can buy that. But that is to me the very, very high end upside.
Gasol.
What I think he is I think he has a floor of being a quality NBA player. I don't have the same concerns I have about Edey. Another big. That's a guy with a lot of injuries, a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
But when he plays, he has been effective in the regular season. I'd like to see him in the playoffs. But I think Mara has a game that will translate well because of his passing ability, his versatility, his physicality. I just want to see what he is at the next level and how he handles, switching on to Tyrese Maxey and the different level of athlete that he is going to go against. I need to see him face that in person. And look, if he is able to handle it and be Andrew Bogut or Marc Gasol, then that is an amazing 10 out of 10 pick for OKC. If he's not, then, hey, God bless.
Hey, God bless.
I hate OKC, so.
But here's some cool stats about him as well. We know he set the single season record for blocks at Michigan. He also led the Big Ten and ranked 6th nationally in blocks per game in just 23.4 minutes per game. Man, that's crazy. And then I like this one right after. It's not just defense.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. You brought up the minutes per game because I know I've seen that in NBA circles. A lot of people are concerned by the fact that he didn't have high minutes. Is that something that worries you at all? Or do you think that's fine because he's probably an NBA role player anyways, too, like low-level starter?
Yeah, I thought it was somewhat because of the Michigan team's makeup as well. They had a lot of dogs on that squad, and I thought that it allowed Dusty May realistically to play to more of their strengths. Not that Amon-Ra isn't that dude, but we've seen this in college where players have to play a certain role. They have pedestrian numbers sometimes even. I've seen guys go from averaging 10 and 7 in college to being absolute studs in the NBA. And I do believe it's because of opportunity, team makeup, and what's the goal? You talking about Amon-Ra on a team like OKC, he's not going to be even in your top 5 options. So he's going to have opportunity to just do what he does best on the defensive side of the floor. And I think that he'll ultimately be I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be a star, but in terms of one of those rotation guys, I don't think that they're going to be asking SGA questions about this guy's defense or his offense. I like this too. Ranked 4th nationally and led the Big Ten in field goal percentage at 66.8%. So when you're talking about playing off of facilitators and people who are going to absorb a lot of gravity, Mara has an opportunity to get lost and be successful on that OKC team as it relates to what the defense is doing to him. So I don't know. I think that's a good one, though. You got to talk about it. 23.4 minutes per game. What's going on in there? I know it was just his second year, third year playing college ball. So I don't know. That is something that I think call out. The minutes per game haven't been good, but he did take a big jump over last season here. They showed 13 minutes to 23.4. Played more games as well. And so that's where I do believe more and more. It was more or less how the Michigan team was made up, how it was playing behind the Yaxel, even though Ade was your, Big Ten Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he was definitely effective in the minutes he had. I just know that some NBA scouts are worried that means that he can't have a high workload at the next level. I don't necessarily see anything that indicates otherwise, to be honest with you.
It's a good question.
I feel like it was more a situation than anything. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see because now we get to the range, Kool-Aid. We're approaching that range where it's almost time to talk. Do you trade up?
Bomber has rich taste.
Bomber got rich taste?
He has rich taste. Black Rock Chicken.
Hold that up for the camera right here, man, so I can see that.
Black Rock Chicken. Bomber said this is his go-to.
Miami Heat are on the board making a pick, but this is for Milwaukee, obviously.
So let's see.
Given the Giannis
what
trade,
is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks building blocks for their rebuild?
Well, after that, so Nate,
Tennessee.
I'm not the biggest fan of him. I'm not the biggest fan of him.
I'm on a Buko Corey watch right now.
Yeah.
How far does he fall?
Okay. So that's where I want you guys to start. Look, we're at 14 now. We have pick 21. You need to start mapping out 3 to 5 guys in your head that you want. Pause. But when you map out who you want, then you look at a situation. When do the Pistons pull that trigger and trade up? Because for me, a guy like Cameron Carr is the guy I'm watching. Cameron Carr is the guy that I want to trade up for, and I think I might have stirred a reaction in Bomber the way he went for the mic there.
No, I like Cameron Carr.
I'm just saying, weren't we all talking about trading away this pick? What kind of price would you be willing to give up to trade up, and to what type of pick are you willing to be aggressive enough to trade up for?
Yeah, I think Cameron Carr is the only one that I'm really considering trading up for or selecting at 21. I don't think he'll fall at 21. I think trading up. Can you get away with a plethora of seconds? Because Lord knows the Pistons have way more seconds than they ever need in life. So if you can package 4 seconds in the 21st pick and move up 3 to 4 spots and go get Cameron Carr, I'm with that. That's fine. But if you're talking about giving up, like the max I would give up is a guy like – no, because I wouldn't even do – would you do right now for 14, say whoever you want on your board – right now that's available at 14. Would you do Stu in 21 to go to 14?
No, I thought you were going to say Holland, and that's when I was going to consider it, but Stu definitely.
Holland's a top 5 pick, and
Well,
he's
I
still
don't
got
know.
like a higher ceiling,
Stu in the pick.
theoretically.
If Stu is supposed to be traded, this really comes down to what you think of a Cameron Carr. Because that's why I like Okori, because I believe he's somebody that can be had at maybe what that range you're talking about. So if you think Stu is the higher one that you need to get into a 14th pick, I almost feel like can you throw Ron in the pick 21 and move up to, say, 17 or 18 to snag like an Okori if he falls that low. If he falls that low. And there's some, like, obviously this thing is going to probably get interesting after.
Lots of answers in the chat, man.
Probably, let me see. When is Charlotte's on now? So that's 14, 15. It's about to get interesting here. Because you got OKC's number 17 pick on the way. That's where I think after them, you're going to see the Pistons board kind of fleshed out just a little bit more.
I think even now is where you start to entertain trades because, look, this is Chicago and Memphis's second pick this night already. So they're probably looking to move those. Maybe move back, get another asset, this or that. You see a team that's not making their first selection here, they're probably going to be a bit more hungry to make a move, to strike a deal rather than just take a draft pick. So I think that you get into that tier right after this pick here, and then I think you have to identify who's your guy and if you want to go up or if you want to play the cards. Because we got a range of names here, and I want you to say what you're about to say, but I do want to highlight some of the names here that the chat's throwing out. I've seen Malik Thomas. I've seen Christian Anderson. I've seen Philon. Or Philon, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I see Motor City. He's asking about that. Philon or Carr? He said he'd trade up for.
Yeah, Braylon is my guy. That's who I think if you were, and I think that you would be able to sit in around the range, not have to trade up to the 14, 15, 16. That's where I know the NBA mock drafts know nothing, but that's where he's been sitting at the whole entire time. So
yeah. Justin, is there anybody you're looking at potentially moving up for right now, or are you just letting the board play out, or where are you at with this?
With how everything's falling, I'm pretty comfortable sitting here at the moment and just kind of letting this continue to play out and just seeing what's available. But when we get up to picking, like there are multiple guys on the board, and you know I'll bounce it back off Kool-Aid, and I'll give you a couple guys who I'm looking at, but I'm pretty comfortable right now sitting put and seeing what's up.
I was going to say, it feels like we said at the beginning of the draft that the Pistons are going to have their opportunity to get one of these. I don't know if you want to call them high-level guards, but guards that carry a certain potential where I could see them starting or contributing in a big way. You look at the guards currently on this team, and if they don't bring in anybody new, I don't see where there's somebody else that could stand full season in the way of guys like an Okori or guys like Cameron Carr or even people like an Isaiah Evans who's going to sit at 6'5", bring you a little bit of outside shooting in the mix if he's somebody that's there at that 21 spot. So what up, though, brother?
That's a guy I'm looking at.
Yeah, for sure. And look, there's so many guys right now that are available. Like I have a bunch of guys who I think fit in a bunch of different ways. So Christian Anderson, I don't know if he's going to fall very far. I mean, he's a special player. I mean, he's just a shot maker, shot creator, exactly what we've been looking at next to Cade Cunningham. Bomber obviously touched on it. I love Philon. Vylon's a guy, he plays at a high pace, can get his own shot. He is dominant off the dribble. I also, if you want to mix it up a little bit, go with a little bit of a forward, I like Alan Graves out of Santa Clara. I wish that they had a little more run in the tournament so people could really see what he was about. 40% three-point shooter. I think that he's that stretch, 3-4-ish that we've been looking for. Maybe could be a Tobias Harris replacement in the future. And then, there's obviously the Sturtzes, the Cars that you guys have all mentioned, Decore, Evans, all guys who I think are all going to be very solid player. But a player who, honestly, is projected in the second round, and I think there's no chance that he goes there, is Koa Pete out of Arizona. He just seems like he's a NBA player if I've ever seen one. And he may not be anything flashy, but he's going to contribute in the top 7 of a rotation in the NBA as a rookie. He's such a good player in my opinion.
Yeah, Koa, you talking about
I don't think he falls.
depending on how you look at him, you talking about Killian Hayes light? Tell me that. Look at that.
Does he look
No, come on. Don't put that on his name, bro. He's a baller, bro.
He's a real
baller.
But hold on. Y'all can't tell me, people. Y'all can't tell me when you look at this face here, he don't remind you of somebody. Come on, Justin. Come on.
It's a cold world, Kool-Aid. It's a cold world. Why would you do that to that man?
But you know what? Let's put some respect on his name, man. I definitely think you talk about already. He didn't take a lot of them, but hey, at least 35% from behind
Charlotte,
the arc. I'll take that from Killian.
Let's see who Charlotte takes.
Take that from Killian.
I'll take.
You're acting like a weenie, Kool-Aid.
Oh snap!
Let's see.
Charlotte why are you doing that to my boy?
No. I like him. But I cannot get past the resemblance of his draft picture.
Jeez, this is taking forever, man.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on?
Struggling to read.
Haynes Steinbach.
I like this kid. Forward out of Washington. I think he's got some game. He reminds me a little bit of a David Lee.
He's got some game,
He needed size.
I like him as a forward. He's got a nice post presence. Some good footwork to him. I like the kid. I think this is a good pick for Charlotte. Not gonna lie, that's not like a top destination or top desire for a Detroit Pistons pick, but that's a player that if you told me we walked away from the draft with him, I'd be like, all right, cool. I think that guy's an NBA player, so I
was looking for who are the players that have size that may drop to the Pistons or may be in a range where they can trade up a little bit cheap. Obviously, he's one of the names that pop up because of the size, because of the experience too, not just in college but beforehand. And one of the players that are averaging a double-double, 18.5 points, 11.8 rebounds per game for him. And not high volume from behind the arc, but he does shoot 34% on 53 attempts. For a big, maybe in the NBA, you're looking at maybe upping that by about, if he is going to be somebody used like that, maybe just be serviceable, 60, 70 attempts per year. I would love to see. I got to bring up what Stu was shooting from behind the arc as well, because I know he shot at a good clip. But I don't quite think that they utilize him as it relates to any type of volume either. So if you're just serviceable, that's what I like. And this, the 58% from the field, too. 58% from the field. What up, though?
Hey, and I love where you're coming from, Kool-Aid, but I gotta shout out Mike Reed in the chat, who earlier said you have to get the lobster dip, and I didn't facilitate the order. All right, I'm just here as a passenger, but I did facilitate the order to order some lobster dip just now because I love the lobster dip. So I'm about to tap in to that. I also got a Guinness, so lobster dip and Guinness, elite order out there.
Justin, did you get a rib? Did you get a rib yet? Because there's one left. I've had two already.
Yes, I did get a rib. I'm chilling on that. I just ordered that lobster dip, so I'm not gonna tap into that. Anyone else up there, take it.
Jeff, I'm going to be the bigger man. You want this last rib?
Oh, look at this, bro, dude. Hey,
look at his face.
This is good. Look at that face, dude. We're about to get good draft karma right now, dude.
Woodward care.
Isaiah Evans, Pistons, number 21.
All right, Isaiah Evans, you heard it here.
So, Justin, you brought up
rib talks.
You brought up those combo guards. I like you bringing that up now because Chicago, if I'm Chicago and I'm smart, which I don't know
Chicago's on the board again?
I don't know those two things exist. I don't know
Dude,
those two things correlate. Chicago and smart, I don't know if they correlate.
They do not.
But if they do, you got Caleb Wilson already. You like that, a nice forward with Mataz. Get one of those explosive guards. You have a big guard in Josh Giddey that can play make. If you grab one of those those explosive scoring guards, I think that's a great pick.
I think you nailed it on the head, Platte. That's a perfect profile. They're going to take Christian Anderson here. That's the swing right now. That's the biggest swing. He's a shot maker, and you profiled their roster perfectly. They already have a big guard. They just drafted Caleb Wilson. They got Mattel Bazelis. They're going to do whatever at center, but they have Vucevic for now. But
no, they traded him.
Boston.
Yeah, they traded him at trade deadline.
I forgot about that.
Pistons could have had him for effectively a bunch of
Boston
nothings.
forgot about him too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But what I found out is Chicago Bulls didn't want to trade Nikola Vucevic to the Pistons.
Interesting.
There were several players that the Pistons were like, yo, we want that guy, or they were at least showing interest in, and you notice they struck out on a lot of those players.
Yeah, but how smart are they? They took Jaden Ivey.
to finish on Christian Anderson, though, like if they take Christian Anderson, they are on
absolute fools.
Unreal draft path right now. Like they're going to be tough in a couple years. Like they got some good pieces coming up if they take Christian Anderson here.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think that's the pick.
Slam dunk pick, in my opinion.
I think that's one of the easiest, most surefire picks here. But let's see again, Chicago not smart. So
that was Trajan's get back at Chicago. It was like, oh, okay, well we'll trade you Jaden Ivey since you don't want to trade us. Good.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
They thought they was picking us off too.
Hey man,
they really did.
I would have traded Matas for. Or Holland for Matas. So Matas is so nice, bro.
It was crazy because Holland and Matas.
I was so down on Matas, and then I watched him play in the NBA. I was like, I was completely wrong. This guy is the truth.
Well, yeah, I actually covered his first summer league, man. Him and Ron Holland, they played on the G League Ignite together, and seeing them battle and play in the G League was pretty cool. But I knew then I was like, crap, like Matas Bazelis is a player, man. He is an absolute player. So
he absolutely is.
It's going to be. Like, I thought that Chicago, by picking him, obviously the makeup around him wasn't right. I don't quite know what took him so long, effectively, to start to cater the team towards just a rebuild. Because the Chicago Bulls were going nowhere fast. Even when they had Vucevic, Levine, and who else was out there? There was somebody else out there with them.
But they're gonna be a November demon. Don't worry. Don't worry. Chicago will be a November.
Kobe White
Cup
needs
champs,
to be a Piston.
baby. Come on, Chicago.
No, it's
Kobe
over
White
by
needs to
December.
be a Detroit Piston.
I will say the Blackhawks
White
just
would be
made
awesome.
a sick
Yeah.
move, though. They're getting better. So
Boo them.
Yo, why is the chat mad at Trajan? They have won. What did chat family? Let me know this. What have you wanted Trajan Landon to do that he hasn't done yet? Let me know that. I really want to know.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with everything, but I am curious to see what
trade
you
up
guys
for Yaxel
want
Lendenborg
done.
Kool-Aid. I want my Michigan man. Come on.
Truly, the only thing I can think of, Kool-Aid, is the trade deadline and not actually getting someone that would help this team in the playoffs this year.
Hey man, OKC has not traded their pick yet.
Shout out Anson.
They have to trade one more player in order to draft both of the players sign both the players that they draft
Isaiah
tonight.
Joe?
So if they keep that pick, yes, Isaiah Joe.
Are the Detroit
Isaiah
Tigers
Joe,
back?
call it in. 10 out of 10. I would love Isaiah Joe on this Detroit Pistons team.
Talk about it.
Joe,
Hit shooters.
Isaiah Joe is a shooter.
I see Anson in the chat, too. He says he wanted Cody or Modest, and they whiffed
Cody
on
hasn't
both.
done
I mean, Cody Williams was somebody I know. I definitely.
I don't think he'll have the opportunity now.
I wanted
he's in
him.
Utah, right?
But who? Cody Williams from.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the size of this
Who am I
beard.
missing up? No, that's the right
no.
player, right?
Let me
Where's
just
Cody?
confirm where he's at. I think
Cody
it is.
Williams is in Utah? Yeah.
Yeah.
You riding the bench, buddy. You riding the bench, buddy.
I
They got
liked
way
his
too much
skill
there.
set, though.
I
I
liked
thought
him, too.
for what the Pistons were trying to get out of Ron Holland, I can say this. I do like the actual man-up defense of a Ron Holland better than a Cody Williams. But in terms of what the Pistons needed, the athletic scoring, like Ron Holland got completely shut out of the Pistons offense in the playoffs. All the hustle points, all the downhill actions against non-packed-in paints, all that went away. When we talk about how these defenses played the Pistons in the playoffs and how they took away Duran's ability to do anything, there were all of the other role players that effectively got cut out too. Javonte Green couldn't quite do anything. Ron Holland and all those types of players. And this is where when I do look at a Cody Williams, would he have been a player offensively with his skill set that could have taken much better of the offensive opportunities in the playoffs than like a Ron Holland? I like Ron. I get it. There's a lot of people right now, and it's still too soon because that playoff loss hurt, and then we had to see the freaking New York Knicks raise the championship. But that's where I'm looking at this thing, and I'm just like, man, oh, man, oh, man. I think we're going to be okay, man. Ron Holland
needs to go. I hear you, Kool-Aid, but he needs to go. He needs to go. No, I'm not like saying it like he's a bum. I actually think we'd probably be selling low on him. I just don't think this is a situation for him. Like,
so you just call him a bum?
Like you said. No, I said it's not a bum. Dalen Swain. Hey, shout out the Bulls, being the Bulls once again.
That is a pretty Bulls move right there. I can't lie.
Enjoy your next Patrick Williams. He's gonna give him. They're gonna give him $90 million in 4 years. You better believe it. And he's not gonna do shit.
Chicago, appreciate you, brother. Keeping Christian Anderson on the board. Come on.
Shout out.
I mean, this is a good player. He's a good player. I don't think that's a safe pick. That after swinging, I mean, it was kind of a swing because of the injuries, but with a swing on Caleb Wilson.
I don't know.
This is a safe pick, in my opinion.
I think that somebody that lacks explosiveness, lacks processing, lacks shooting, I don't think that's a good guy to fit with a Mataz and Josh Giddey and Caleb Wilson.
You needed a sniper.
No, you needed an absolute
sniper would have fit
sniper.
in perfectly here, Chris. You absolutely nailed that. His profile literally says streaky shooter, lacks confidence in his stroke. That is not what you want to hear.
Sounds like a bull.
Yeah, seriously. Like they
I don't want.
I love it. I mean,
sounds like a bull or a king.
Yeah, I don't want any player for the Pistons lacking confidence in their stroke.
Don't worry. They just took one for us.
Yeah, and you look at his career, it wasn't that hot at Xavier in terms of from behind the arc. He put it together better his last year at Texas. 34% from behind the arc, but only on 93 attempts for Dalen. And my thing is this. Do you need a little bit more volume when you're talking about you're now coming into the NBA where it seems like everybody is behind the arc? Yeah. You're talking a player who's 6'7", 211, little less size than an Asar Thompson as it relates to the weight. Who is this player going to be at the next level?
I'm going to be sick if OKC gets Carr, too. If OKC gets Carr and Mara, I'm going to be like, damn, that was a perfect fucking draft for them.
And they have to trade us Joe.
That would be incredible.
Like, he might take it. Dude, Carr, there's no way Carr is available for us at 21. There's just no way, man. He's so good.
Dual Force in the chat. Don't worry, guys. Holland is going to be our number 2.
People are fed up, dog. I get it. The end of the season was tough.
I don't understand. You guys are the guys that don't want to give up any assets, and you want this Piston team to just make all the perfect moves all the time. But then now you're mad that they didn't trade up. But you don't want us to trade assets.
No,
you don't want us to trade big.
We don't want to trade. Sit there and get a good player.
I guarantee if we traded a future first and we went up and drafted anybody that wasn't a Michigan player, they would have rioted. They would have been like, "Oh, this guy stinks, Trajan Langdon." No, man. I've said this for the Pistons several times over. I don't think that the draft is where the Pistons will stake their claim. Like I just don't. I think maybe they get a good role player at 21, and that's okay. I don't like that. I would have used this asset to go up and get somebody. But I also understand because look, let's be real. In this CBA, it's now like the NFL, where the best thing you can have in the NFL is a rookie quarterback or just rookie contracts in general. That is now how the NBA is. Because of these first and second aprons, the strict punishments that are enforced, you now need in your playoff rotation, you need a guy, you need multiple guys that are on rookie contracts contributing. Look at the Spurs. The Knicks are like the anomaly. You have OKC, lots of guys on rookie contracts. You have the Spurs, lots of guys on rookie contracts. Some of the best teams in the league are the teams that have premier talent, but they also supplemented it with players that are on rookie contracts are playing above their market value. And so I can't be all the way mad if they keep it. However, I would like them to trade this pick. I would. I think if you get a chance at a guy like a Tyler Herro or a guy that can make a significant upgrade to this season for 21 and maybe another asset, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10.
The thing is, I just don't believe that that's enough for Tyler Herro. And that's my thing. Like I continue to tell people, you go on the other side of this. Why are you giving up what you believe to be the better asset for Ron Holland, who you guys are saying you don't want, and the 21st overall pick? And that's where it gets tough. And I think that not that Trajan Langdon hasn't tried. When got to go to the pre-draft press conference, Trajan Langdon talked about it. He said this isn't from a lack of trying. We are out there, but it takes two teams to tango. And then when we do get close, there's some teams out there who don't necessarily want to see us get better. And Just, I was going to ask you this. Shout out to one of the best names in the chat. Sorry to the people eating here. Blow me 6969. Shout out with the 199 super chat says, I want Falon or Bennett Sturts. And I know you've had a lot of good things to say about Sturts.
There's a lot of people that
probably
like
the most sturdy, sure-handed player or guard that you're probably going to get at this level. I think that there's players that have athleticism. Some players have the three-level scoring ability. But Bennett Sturts is somebody who you believe just has a certain poise about playing that guard position.
Absolutely, yes. As I get delivered my
oh, my
lobster
God.
dip.
Perfect
Thank
timing.
you so much.
Perfect timing.
Oh, my
wow.
goodness. Perfect timing. Right on camera. Get that.
You can't make that up, that timing right there. Shout out to Mike Reed in the chat who
Shout out Black
inspired
Rock.
me getting this beautiful
Black
lobster dip.
Rock,
All right, however, personally, I would rather have Phylon. I think Phylon is the more explosive athlete. He's the higher swing. He's got the build. He's not very thick, but he's lean. But he has the size, got the shooting ability. He can get hot out of anywhere, and we need guys like that. He is a sniper from deep. Sturts, he makes everyone play to his tempo, his pace of the game, which is a skill. And, he's a guy who's going to find a way and to carve out a role in the NBA, but he lacks true athleticism. So Sturts is not the swing. I'd rather have Phylon and I'd rather have Anderson.
Hey, let's go. And you know what? The pick is in for the Grizzlies, and it is Bennett Sturts.
Let's go.
As we're talking about him. My gosh.
And I want
Look
to
at
explain
that.
something
Did we
here.
make this happen?
Let me go ahead and explain something. Sources, per Shams, says Memphis is trading the number 16 pick, Bennett Sturts, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 second-round picks.
Wait. So OKC still gets to pick next?
So OKC's got.
Yes.
Well, wait. They just got Bennett Sturts, and they're about to pick again.
Isaiah Joe might be a Piston, fellas.
Wait. Hold on.
Because, no, look, so here's the situation.
What world? I'm sorry, bro. What world?
Yeah.
What world does Presti live in?
Yeah.
Are you
They
serious?
nice
drafted
one.
their
A nice
PG,
one.
How many?
PG
How
one
many?
of the future.
Wait,
a
no.
nice one.
Please say the deal one more time. Are you sure that's real?
You could
Shams?
buy a mansion.
2 second-round picks? 2
real.
second-round picks?
It's real.
Hey, guess what they just did yesterday? They traded Aaron Wiggins for 2 seconds.
All right, let me look at the chat. I gotta see.
Exactly what they just gave up with Bennett
I gotta
Sturts.
see what the chat's saying because they've been saying, "Hey, do something, Trajan Langdon."
All right, no, that's real. Now,
2
all right,
second-round
all right,
picks?
if you,
Bro, what
if
the
you
frick?
if you set the precedent at that
For a first, for
for a 16th pick,
a mid-first, like what?
So if you're Trajan, you're on the phone right now telling him, I will give you 2 seconds. I will give you 2 more
I will
seconds.
give you 3
for Isaiah
seconds.
Joe.
I'm in up
I'll give you
OKC
3.
right now.
I'll give you 5. I'll give you 10.
I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2 seconds for Isaiah Joe that you could go make a top 10 pick again because you're OKC and you got some voodoo magic going on.
2
and
second-round
then,
picks,
and
bro,
then
for
I'll
15.
take another 2 seconds and I'll move up and I'll go get Cameron Carr and then thank you. Have a nice day. I'm very happy as a Piston fan.
How does Ron Holland not get you the next pick then?
Very similar.
Ron Holland should get you.
Based on that?
Ron Holland should get you.
God,
Very similar player to the player that they acquired at the
that's
deadline.
crazy, bro.
Jared
Anything.
McCain.
That's crazy to me. I don't even understand that value.
This team is sick.
Like, bro, we've watched this our whole
I
lives.
hate this team.
How did that happen? Like, do we see deals like, hey, 2 second-round picks
Thank
for?
God I ordered another drink.
As
I
we're
hate
talking
this
about the
team.
most
The 2K
sturdy
trade.
guard. Hey, that
2K trade with force
Chat.
yeah, you
trade
forced
on.
it, right?
This guy's got
trade
6.
override for
Forced
sure.
trade.
What
I
the
can't
hell?
lie, boys. Bennett Sturts has a 6th man of the year written all over
You know
him.
who he reminds me of? Peyton
Goodness.
Pritchard.
Facts, for sure. Very similar resume coming out of college.
I think he's very similar player to Jared McCain. A player that
It might be a little
acquired at the
racist,
deadline.
but we're rocking with it. Thank you.
Oh, Anson gave us a little bit of news.
Oh, and the big ice. Shout out.
Anson just said that OKC traded
Shout out.
pick 17 and Lou Dort to LA.
Look at this.
Wow.
The big Ice Cube. They did it. They
They traded Lou Dort
Hey,
can
shout out
see
to
it.
what was her name?
They-
to the
Sophia?
Lakers or the Clippers.
God
Oh,
bless.
we don't
but
know
This
yet.
one did it right.
Hey, Anson, let us know.
Hey, you
Is it-
need that, baby.
is
You
it
need
Clippers?
that.
I haven't
I'm
seen
or
gonna
is it
need
Lakers?
that, my man.
Do you see it?
Oh yeah,
I have
that
not
shit
seen
kicking.
that.
Oh yeah.
You all right over
Yeah,
there?
that was good.
You,
Yep.
you all right?
Do any of y'all want to try this lobster dip over there?
Sophie kind of underhanded me on the first one.
I was about to be like, get him off
Hey,
screen real
she
quick.
She made up for it.
Do any
She
of you
made
guys
up
want
for
to try
it.
the lobster dip?
You guys want some lobster?
I'll try it.
Would you got a plate
I'm
or
good.
something over there?
Oh man, you might have to tell them to bring an extra plate. We got.
They said to the Lakers.
I hate the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I don't.
They
see
said they
that.
traded pick
Okay,
17
Memphis
and Dort to LA. But look, they had
Okay,
and
so
Dort.
let me
they
go
had
ahead-
contracts
play.
they had to get figured out. Four
Yeah, so-
players approaching $40 million. That's not sustainable at all.
So let me go ahead and tell you
break
what
this.
just came out was Memphis will draft number 17 now via OKC. So the Grizzlies get 2 second-round picks
And 17.
They swap
Okay.
number
The pick
16
swap.
and number 7.
Okay, that
All right.
makes sense.
Okay.
Golly.
I thought it was 2
Trajan
seconds.
is saved. Trajan's job
See,
is saved.
this is,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
is
whoa,
why
no.
Woj needs to come back.
But
Woj,
would you-
look at what you did?
Was there a
what you
player
did.
on the board, though, that you would have given 2 seconds
okay,
and
so
21 for, though?
Yes.
In a
so
swap?
the,
Yes.
Cameron Carr.
So
Yes.
wait, hold on, guys. You need to explain this
Yes.
to me.
Yeah, he's cooking
I'm
on that
slow.
one.
I'm slow.
Cameron Carr
all right?
every time.
I would have.
So-
Yeah,
What
are we
I would
doing?
do that right
They
now.
traded Bennett Sturts to OKC, and then how does OKC pick? How is OKC picking again?
They're
They're
not.
not. They're
They're
picking
not.
for
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
So
the
they
loot-
swapped
no, I don't-
Justin. I got you. Justin, they swapped 16 and 17. The price to move up 1 spot was 2
okay.
seconds. So they moved up. They took Sturts, and now Memphis is picking.
Bro,
And wait, you said something about the Lakers? The Lakers
I
are
don't.
involved
I don't
in
think
this?
that's.
I don't think so.
that
We're
is
waiting
not
to see.
going down yet, so that's not confirmed.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it
Shout out
just
to
yet.
Woj. Shout out to Woj.
But that's where I'm saying, like, all right, 2 second rounders
My
to
goat.
move up 1 pick. Yeah, if I'm the Pistons, are you just saying, you know what, we're going to have an opportunity to get one of the guys that we want on our board? Or are you saying, you know what,
that.
I mean,
Go
there
get
are
me-
difference
go
makers
get
on this
Cameron
right
Carr.
now? That's
No,
the guy.
fuck that. Go get him.
But that's been everyone has said this. We want Cameron Carr, but we just
Go
don't think
get
we'll.
him.
I didn't think he would get this close.
Yeah.
Chat. Yeah,
I didn't
no,
think he would fall this
I
far.
didn't think he would get this close either. Oh, man,
But you
Memphis
gotta
might
think.
take him. Fuck.
But you got to think the Grizzlies are going to pick.
He's getting picked right here.
They're going to pick
He is
one of
because
those
Memphis
three.
sucks.
There's no way Cameron Carr goes below. The pick is in. Because if not, Charlotte and Toronto.
Charlotte's
Toronto-
not taking him. Charlotte's got too many wings.
But Toronto is a team that kind of concerns
Toronto's
me.
got too many wings.
I think they might offload some people this offseason.
God, you're looking at a situation.
about to be
where
Carr.
they're-
You're looking
oh my
at-
God! If
You're looking at Eastern Conference teams that don't want to trade. with
Cameron
Detroit
Carr
Pistons.
needs to be a Detroit.
Dog.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. My heart
thought that
stopped
was a
because
pick?
I thought that was a pick. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the. I'm not
you
looking
might-
at the screen. I'm not
You
looking
might
at the
as well.
screen. I'm not looking at the thing. Don't spoil it, dog.
Yeah, Jeff, don't do that.
No, I don't know. I don't know what pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
listen,
saying.
pick is in.
I'm saying he has to go sometime,
I'm
Chris.
talking shit.
All right, here, pass those to Jeff.
17. Y'all, we are 4 picks
Those are
away from the
bread that
Pistons
goes with
pick.
it.
Hey, man, smash the
Appreciate
like
you, big
button,
dog.
chat.
Smash that like button.
What are we at?
Over 100, I know that. They've been crushing. Man.
Over 100? Not good enough.
Oh, 200.
300.
200, y'all. Let's rock. Come on, man. For
Guys,
Black
we
Rock.
got 540 people in here. We
Listen,
don't got 200 likes.
If we get to 500
Come on.
likes right now, I'll drive and personally tell Trajan to draft Cameron Carr.
Hey, you know what? Shout with the $4.99 super chat. Shout out Shout, one
Has
of our
to be right
OGs. He says, I hate OKC
Has to be
so
right now.
much. They're just trading crap just for the vibes. Like, they're just out there like, hey, I just want to do this.
Dude, okay.
So did they trade Lou Dort or not?
We haven't been able to confirm.
Okay. That means Isaiah Joe can be a
People believe that
If we walk
Trajan is
outta
not
he-
doing enough.
If we walk out of here with Cameron Carr and Isaiah Joe,
But we're 4 picks from the Pistons pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't you hit up Charlotte and say, hey, I know we don't like
I got
each
to stop
other.
talking about it, man, because it's going to happen if I talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. You tell them, hey, look, I know we don't like each other, but for the sake of the
Well,
of Mr.
Charlotte,
Cameron
I
Carr.
can't see Charlotte and Toronto taking a wing. And then you're 1 pick away.
Toronto does scare
and
me
if
in that
he's,
regard. I'm
if,
for real.
If he is one
Person
pick
things.
away, if he is 1 pick away and you don't move up,
Wait.
I'd be pissed.
Pistons traded. Wait. People said Pistons traded up? Trajan?
Pistons trade up. Hold on.
Hold on. Wait. Let me see. All right, so they're
right,
about to
hold
make
on.
their pick here.
They
Who are
did?
they? Who
They
they
did? All right, what's the deal?
Yeah, the pick is in for OKC as well. They select Okori. Okay.
Is
Look,
that
but
for
we
the
wanted,
Pistons?
But we wanted Cameron Carr. I wanted Okori, but Cameron Carr was the one. I didn't think we would have an opportunity. I didn't think Okori was
Wait,
going to
did-
go
did we
before
just trade
Cameron Carr.
up?
I think that the chat is saying we did.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Does anybody see
This
this?
doesn't move me at all.
Okay, well, what
What,
happened?
Cameron Carr, if we can get it?
Him.
Oh, Okori? Yeah, I like Okori, but
I like
Cameron
him.
Carr is the better player.
Undersized.
I feel like you could have waited if that's what you did.
Well,
if
this
you
is
had
what
the
it
Pistons.
is. The Grizzlies, another trade. Memphis is trading number 17 to the Detroit Pistons to move back to number 21 for 3 second-round picks.
So we picked Okori?
This is Okori. He is the Piston.
So he's a Piston. I'm fine with that.
I don't hate that.
I'm fine with that.
I don't hate that. That's an explosive
Cameron
guard.
Carr
Here's
was
my
there.
problem. Here's my problem.
Hold on.
He's 6'1".
He can
got-
score
he's
his
got-
tail
but he
off,
is.
bro.
But he's 6'1".
I feel you. I know. That's why I was looking at your Isaiah Evans at 6'5".
I mean, look,
6'6", and I was looking also at Cameron Carr.
the best he could be is you could watch a tape for 5 minutes and then you could sell yourself on upside of Tyrese Maxey. I don't think that's real, but I think that that's like what you can talk about because he is an elite shot creator. He has great twitch, shooting, ISO scoring ability. He just obviously doesn't have the size. He's low-key not a great finisher. He's a creative finisher, and I see that up here, but he is not a great finisher statistically at the rim. And obviously he's not the greatest passer, but you got Cade Cunningham, so you don't need to pass. So
You weren't looking for a
okay, look,
You are looking for somebody who has IQ enough to be able to facilitate. When Cade Cunningham is being double-teamed and triple-teamed, you don't want a guard whose whole mindset is I get the ball, I see ball, I go to the rim. When Danis Jenkins had his issues, it was because of that tunnel vision. Like, I get the ball, it's my turn to go because Cade's double-teamed. You do want a guard that can facilitate a little bit more. But what I do like about Okori, you talking about 23.2 points per game. He is an absolute bucket with the ability, when you look at some of these other players that were drafted, he is sitting at about 3.6 assists per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, and you're looking at 35% from behind the arc on 178 field goals. All these players you've heard me say, like the last few picks, some of these guys are like beneath 100 3-point attempts per game. So as it relates to this guy, look, Okori recorded 8 games with 30 or more points in 2025. That was a single-season record for ACC freshmen. So in terms of just flat out, I'm going out there, put your best defender in front of me, and it's still not going to matter. We know he had that ability at the collegiate level. Now you're talking about taking it to the NBA level, where I do believe the spacing can help a player like that who can score at all 3 levels. Being able to utilize his efficiency at the three-point line to set up, even getting into the mid-range, and you see he has a floatability and such. So
but does the
I
size
see user in here, and I see him all the time. This guy makes a lot of dumb takes. Shout out to user. Thank you for tuning in. But he says Chris and Amish, 3 seconds to move up 4 spots. Seconds do nothing, brother. Seconds do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and what are they talking about?
And we have 8+ seconds. So we have all of our seconds plus 8 additional ones. So now we have all of our seconds plus 5 additional seconds. We could trade back into the first round again. We can go at the trade deadline. We can go package 2 to 3 seconds, get a role player. You've seen that happen time and time again. Pistons, no, don't
they
have
did
21.
trade 21?
They traded 21 in 3 seconds to move up 4 spots.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't have done this because I feel like you could have played your cards right, and he probably would have been there. But I also can't fault Trajan because, look, we all talk about we want our Detroit GMs to be aggressive. Stop being babies. Stop taking what you get and go and get yours. And Trajan did that. And I'm not defending this pick like that because I would have took Carr. I don't hate this. This would probably have been my second pick. But I do feel like the Pistons, with Anderson still being available, with this guard still being available, with Carr still being available, I would have let the board play out a little bit and then made my move and then take a strike.
And that's where I was wondering, like, look, because I'm not going to reverse history. I said it. If Okori's on the board and Isaiah Evans, who I like, the size, 6'5", 6'6", can shoot from really anywhere in the court. But Okori just had a different –
Arnold, bro. What are we doing?
He had a completely different tenacity than some of these other players. And you talking about his strengths. You talked about some of them. Smooth, shifty guard, dynamic shot, creation skills, 3-level scorer with touch on pull-ups and floaters, which is something I think this team desperately misses. We could not operate in the middle of the court against any of these teams that were packing in the paint. He's somebody that has proficiency at that. And then you talk about attacking the defense and what? Doing something else that our team has a hard time doing, getting to the free throw line. These are things that he did at an elite level. And then this is what I like, too. I saw the question in here, how's his defense? Active point-of-attack defender with quick hands. And he's a guy that just gets buckets. Buckets, man. First Stanford player to score 40 points in a game since 2002. Posted 36 points, a career high, 9 assists against North Carolina. Right? This is what this guy does. Is he goes up there and he just puts the ball through the hoop. at a high clip. And you look at the field goals attempted on the year. But it's the 47% from the floor as a guard that I believe makes me actually comfortable. You talking about 6'1", you would think maybe they find a way to make him one of those 42, 43, 44% guys. But instead you see somebody who's sitting on the cusp of 47% from the floor, 83% from the free throw line. So do you guys remember the playoffs?
Again,
tough.
I know we got killed for it. We got killed for it because we were one of the teams that passed up on him, and we passed up on him 3 times. Tyrese Maxey. That's his ceiling. That is this guy's ceiling. If you want to sell yourself on that ceiling, great. I think that's a very lofty ceiling, but he does have something that the Pistons don't have. And one thing that Ivy, God bless, like one thing about Ivy that we liked about him here in Detroit was that he's a great fit next to Cade. Why? Because Cade is a slow, methodical guy. He's this twitchy, fast-paced, quick movements type of player, and that's what you get here. You get a twitchy player, and so I think
seventh in the nation in scoring.
Look, he's a bucket,
freshman,
but he is going to get hunted in the playoffs. So
that's my thing. Right?
You didn't get, but did you expect at 16? Did you expect to get a guy that's a foundational piece? No. If you get a foundational piece at 16, you nailed your draft pick. I think they're looking at this as a role player, as a piece off the bench. That's it. What's up, Justin?
Look, I think that's fair, Chris. But it's obvious that they wanted someone who could score. They wanted someone who could take the ball off Cade's hands.
Yeah.
And I really hope that doesn't come back to bite us. All right.
Cameron Carr.
However,
literally.
Look, Chris. And about
just gonna sit there.
Him getting hunted in the playoffs, like we're talking about a team in the Pistons who already is elite defensively. Like we're talking about a team that was absolutely abysmal scoring the basketball in the playoffs in the Cavs series. He can score. You need people who can score the basketball. That's why this is a good pick. I'm not gonna split hairs between Christian Anderson, Okoye, or Phylon. Like I think they are all in the same cusp. They all could be very good players in the NBA. I think Okoye is a little smaller, but he has a little more offensive skill set. It's going to be interesting how they settle with being hunted in the playoffs, but they needed someone who could score. They do not have anyone other than Cade Cunningham who can score off the dribble, and this guy can do it in all 3 levels. He is athletic. He can get over the rim.
He has touch, man.
He has a ton of touch. And as a freshman in the league, it means something being 5th in the league in scoring. He didn't have a lot of help at Stanford. Stanford was not a good basketball team. He was really the only player who was carrying the load for that roster. There was 1 or 2 other players as well who contributed at a big enough clip, but they didn't even make the tournament. And he was absolutely phenomenal. So I like this pick, and he brings a nice scoring touch to the bench. Like we talked about it last year when we drafted Chaz Lanier. Like, all right, maybe you get a couple spot off shooting off the bench. At least now from what you're going to get from Okoye is he's going to at least be a spark plug off the bench where you can get some buckets from him in a time where you need to stop a scoring run, and that's what I like about Okoye.
I like that. You're talking about somebody who has exactly what you need, where the Pistons fall apart. At those moments where you needed big buckets, at those moments where Cade Cunningham is getting doubled and triple teamed, is he a guy who can get that offense to a point towards the end of the season that he can be reliable? We looked at players like Danis Jenkins step into a big role from out of nowhere, straight out of the G League and in a big role. We're talking about Curry, who was one of the better players in this draft at scoring the ball. Number 7 in the country as a freshman, man. Number 7 overall. So I do believe in terms of the touch, in terms of his field goal percentage as a little guy, and in terms of getting to the free throw line at a great clip, 226 free throw attempts from this past season at 83%. That's over 31 games. So he found ways to get himself to the free throw line. And I do believe this. Where you believe you can be hunted defensively, he's not a bad defensive player, but where you believe he can be hunted defensively, is he able to put pressure on the defender that's also guarding him? And the type of player he is that. Think about the looks that we saw Ron Holland get, Danis Jenkins and Marcus Sasser in these last playoffs when they got the minutes. Think about the types of looks he will get when it's not Ron Holland like, I don't have a floater, so I got to try and go all the way to the rack. And guess what? They're not calling fouls, so what will we see happen? Blocks and going down the other way. So this is where I do believe a player like this who, whether you're talking about bringing him off your bench as one of your first off the bench, or whether you think he actually has the ability to play more than that, I do believe he's bringing some really, really good skill sets, though I understand Cameron Carr being on the board, but The next team after the Pistons passed on him too. This is the player we have said every year somebody falls. Right now it's Cameron Carr, and I'm wondering why.
Trade alert. Hold on. What is it? Oh, okay. They're just recapping the Pistons trade. All right. So my thing is this, Jeff. I do want to get your point, but I will say that there is, and this is just me being real. There's politics in the NBA, and obviously Trajan, he inherited a team that was mostly built by another GM. And then he made his moves, and he did the other things that he did to make an imprint on this team. However, where GMs love to make an imprint is the draft. So that's why I always had this gut feeling coming into today that as much as I wanted that 21st pick traded, I put out the tweet saying trade the pick. I was very excited to trade the pick today. I also had a gut feeling that, look, Trajan took Ron. Ron, to this point, hasn't stuck yet, hasn't been able to break out and have a real moment for the Detroit Pistons. As a GM, you want to make your imprint, and so he's trying to make his imprint here. Now, is this going to be a good move? We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see, because there's a lot of talent on this board, and I think that this is a draft where you're going to look back at, and somebody in that 20s range is going to go, and you're going to be like, how the hell did this guy go 20? This is a good draft, but I think that because of that being a good draft, I think you're set up to have some scrutiny, but I think that this is what he did. And look, at the end of the day, the price of 3 seconds, I'm not tripping. You have a million more second-round picks to trade. You can go do this trade 3 times, 4 times, 5 times over. So I'm not crashing out about trading up 3 seconds to move up, 4 or 5 spots?
He's sick,
especially when OKC traded 2 to go up 1.
He's sick, dog.
OKC traded 2 picks, 2 seconds to go up one spot. We traded 3 to move up, 4 or 5 spots?
He's a hooper, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
the feel for the game, and it's like I know you see him play, but it's just different when you start to see him as your guy. And, my name wouldn't be Detroit Kool-Aid if I wasn't saying this right now.
Detroit Kool-Aid, yeah.
He looks like, to me, it's the mid-range game. Like, I know he can pull up from 3. I know that he can pull up even with a shooter in his face, the pump fake, and still reset from deep. For me, it's the in-between game. It seemed like the league realized the Pistons can get inside because they were your number 1 team for 2 years in a row at lob connections and points in the paint. And then you're also looking at the fact that this team has tried to improve from behind the arc. They've gone out and they've brought in Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinsons, and they brought in a Fred Vincent, and they've tried to improve in that regard. But their in-between game, when teams said, this is where we think you're weak, that became an absolute problem to the point that they tried to put even Cade off ball to be able to get into his mid-ranges. But when you only have one guy that can do that, and everybody else is either shooting a 3 or trying to get downhill, like a deep 3, or trying to get downhill on defense is just not going to let it happen, that's what I believe cost the Pistons from an offensive standpoint more than not having somebody that could hit the 3. Having a guy like Okori and having players that can operate at all 3 levels helped them. When you look at his scoring, when you talk about Tyrese Maxey, I think that is what he plays like. His handles are lightning quick. His ability to shoot out of those sets is lightning quick. His ability to make and create his own space, it's just lightning quick.
What do you feel about this? Because I think this is a more realistic, kind of goal for him. I think Tyrese Maxey is the absolute home run of home runs.
Like a ceiling, yeah.
That's the absolute home run ceiling that he would hit. I think. And this is a player that Pistons fans wanted several times over, Colin Sexton.
I had him on
If you told me we walked out of the draft with Colin Sexton, I think if you're Detroit, you'd be like, okay, cool. Now this one is one that I think is going to be very risky. Alan Graves.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
He's Boris Diaw to me if the athleticism doesn't cook him at the next level.
Yeah, and for me, that's where I was telling you,
I like Alan Graves because I like the Boris Diaw archetype. I'm a softie. I'm not athletic. So I identify with those players. But Alan Graves to me is an interesting prospect. I think if that team is
they call him the Mexican Luka.
All right.
No, I'm not kidding. That's what they call him in Santa Clara. I'm not joking.
He's
okay. No, you can ask Bomber.
At best, he's the Spanish. At best, he's the Spanish.
I was going with it.
Dial.
Come on, Bomber. Like, all right.
Mexican Luca, the fucking who?
No,
Mexican Luca.
I'm telling you. I told no. We were profiling
The fucking YMCA.
All right. Dude just got drafted to the NBA draft, dude. Shut up.
You how you call him rec league Luca?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, man.
Like,
That's disrespectful.
Shades of. I'm just thinking of the 2K when you make your player and it's like shades of, and it just says Luka Doncic.
But what do you say about Cameron Carr still being on the board?
I say go back and get him.
He would have been there.
I say go back and get him.
But if he goes to the Spurs, that's a cheat code.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That's a cheat code.
They need another wing that they can trust. They're
Dog.
one wing away from trust.
Cameron Carr with the Spurs.
If they have Vassell, Champagny, and Carr
Harper
Or
as wings, I'm just talking
as wings. Okay.
Yeah.
Elon
With those guards
as well.
Oh,
There's a lot of talent still on the board.
Go back. Go back, Detroit. Go back up and get some.
Let me call Trajan. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, go give him a call real quick. His press conference is probably starting.
And
Shout out to Anthony.
you know this works. Last time Jeff DM'd Jalen Duren, we got the game of a lifetime. So when Jeff reaches out to the Pistons, we get results.
And I want to just say,
questionable methods.
Yeah.
Questionable methods,
Those
but
are
the
AI.
results you cannot argue.
Those are AI.
Hey, look, shout out to Anson Wells as well. That's
Shout
been
out.
a player of his that he's been on. He called this a month ago, 2 months ago. He called this today. He backed it up. This has been his guy. I thought the Pistons stay put that they were going to go Isaiah Evans, but I also believe this. When he put us all on the Curry, it was just
Isaiah
like, you know
Evans,
what, man? I think that's the guy. We all like Cameron Carr, too, but I thought that he would be completely out of our range. And we all thought, and I asked Anson this, if O'Curry is there at a 17, at a 16, are you trading up? Yes, absolutely. He thought that this was the guy. It is good to see that, our ball knowers, we had some people that were locked in on that, and that there is a path for this player here, especially if it's something off the bench. I think that that's an absolute, like, giving the ball, get out the way. I think that there's a whole lot less to dig through there. With Marcus Sasser, it looks like he's thinking too much. Am I a point guard or am I a combo guard? With Danis Jenkins, it looks like he's thinking too much. Yo, I'm Cade Cunningham out here too. With this guy, I think that you have a player that actually puts it together skill-wise completely. I get it. If he was at least just 6'3", 6'4", that probably makes you feel a whole lot more comfortable.
It does.
A whole lot.
It does
But when
a
you
lot,
look at
actually.
the skill set though.
The thing that worries me, though, Kool-Aid, is in a playoff setting, we've seen in this playoffs right here, just to finish, the smaller guards got absolutely picked on. The Pistons picked on smaller guards. That was what they picked on players that didn't have the size or the strength to guard a Cade Cunningham. And with a league full of guards that are 6'6" and up,
But then why do you trade up for an O'Corey though?
It's because
with all the talent on the board.
It's because
I
of
like
the
the
scoring
pick, but I'm
output that
wondering.
he can give you. That is his game. It is the scoring
If
output
they
that
hit
he
on
can
that,
give you.
yeah, I'm telling y'all right now.
they
If that
hit
is
on
a
that,
hit,
yeah.
if that is a hit, it's absolutely a wonderful pick.
I'm telling y'all right now, go and watch
But
some
if
of these
it-
highlights. Let me know what you think of Abuka Okori. I want to get some of you guys'
Would you
thoughts in
rather
the
have-
chat. as
No,
well.
don't
bit
go
more
watch the
size.
highlights. Keep watching us, and then go watch your highlights later.
There you
Yes,
go.
That part. Shout out to
Cameron
Justin.
Carr.
What are you
Company
talking
of
about,
Baylor.
Kool-Aid?
Company man.
Look at his face, man.
Justin, I
Pissed.
can't get
I
with
want
the
a player
dark
that's
drinks.
pissed.
I can't get with the dark beers.
I want a player that's
You're a
pissed.
dark beer
Bro,
guy?
yeah, don't hate on the Guinness, baby.
He's about to go to
no,
San
I had
Antonio,
that
isn't
one
he?
time in my life. That shit made me feel disgusting.
Cam Carr.
About to be
And shout out to Justin as well, man.
Shout out to Justin, man. Real dog.
I like the Okoye pick. I mean, I'd be down to go back in for Carr. I mean, I don't know what it's going to cost you at this point, but
Who cares?
It's like,
You have
honestly,
5 extra seconds.
No,
cares?
you're right about that, Chris. And at the same time,
I'll give you a first. It's going to be a
what first? What we have all of our firsts in the next couple of years, right? We're not restricted by what first that we
have
can.
all of our picks.
Yeah, so
But I would keep
And
those for
some.
a star. For like a.
well, yeah, I understand that, but
Chris, I mean, if that star,
Yeah, but you're
is
trading
not
for
available
you're trading
for
a
the
future
Pistons.
first for a 22nd, 21st overall.
but it's
pick,
gonna
or not?
it's gonna be that anyway.
I would trade a.
it is.
And
I don't
and
wanna
if
at
you
least do it in
trade
a loaded
and
draft.
listen, if you trade next year's first and you have all your picks still, you're trading off the off year one on one off. So you could trade 2028, 2030, and You know what I'm saying? Instead of going out and trading 2027.
I'm just saying, man. I got all these seconds. I'm throwing them around like a pick me girl at the club, bro. I'm just throwing it around. Bro. Like whoever wants it, bro. Come on, bro. I'm trying to get back in this draft to get somebody. There's a lot of good talent on this board.
At this point, it's like we've heard the rumors that the Pistons have interest in the Trey Murphy. They have interest in the Tyler Herro. They have interest in
your first for
Kyrie
that.
Irving. They have interest in Kawhi Leonard, and none of these trades have happened, even though these players are available. Tyler Herro was an available name. So it's like at some point, when are you just going to have to take what you can get in the draft? At least go and get a guy that is –
That takes some more. I'm from around the way.
I was going to say, shout out to the people that have come here as well. I see the numbers went up a little bit. Make sure you smash that like button to support the crew. Shout out to Black Rock as well. We are out in Heartland. You can check their website as well for more locations that might be near you. But the food was fire tonight as well.
selection.
The pick is in. Let's see if it's Mr. Carr off the board or is he the one that continues to fall. I wonder if there's something that we missed.
I'm nervous.
Because I think O'Curry is one of those players that helped himself. Cam is still on the board.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
Trajan, please.
Wow,
please,
you could have
please.
literally
Pick
just
21. You could have gotten Cameron
could
Carr.
have sat and gotten. Now, chat. Let me ask you guys.
You
this.
might have been able to get O'Curry or Cameron Carr at 21.
Would you have now seen how the board plays out? Would you have sat, or would you have went up and got who they deem your guy? Again, I can't knock going up and getting your guy. That's the one thing we shouldn't be able to knock as as GM. We beg and plead for all our GMs to actually be aggressive, to actually give a damn. So
yeah, and I can't be mad. Like there's some people, I thought Cameron Carr was that one that anybody would have loved to have at 14 or 15. But there's a lot of other. But that's the thing. There's a whole lot of other teams that are just saying, nah. That's what I'm saying.
He must have kicked the dog.
If
or
you're
something.
Trajan, you call the Grizzlies right now and go, you
See,
want 5 more?
What I don't,
bro, for real.
Do you want 5 more?
What I don't understand.
Can I interest you in Ron Holland? Can I interest you in Marcus Sasser? Can I interest you in any
Because you got
of these
Philly,
guys?
Atlanta
Because the
coming
one
up
thing the
next.
Pistons need is size and defense.
Oh, I
And
thought you were going to
that's
say
what Cameron
second-round
Carr-
picks. The one thing the Pistons
Let me
need
think.
is 20
Why did they
second-round
not
picks.
have
Now,
Size-
Cameron Carr, Philly is going to pick
the
him.
teams up there? Like, why does it still have Detroit up there? Like, what are we doing?
The trade's not official yet. They got to
Justin,
make the
they're
pick.
just not a good TD. They're just not a good TD, not like you.
Yeah, I don't know why they do this anymore, but I guess the trade is not
it's
necessarily
not
official. So,
Until what? July 6th, right?
well, that's free agency, but some of these deals are going to go through probably tonight. Some of these deals are going to lock in, but some of these people they don't lock in their draft picks right away so that you can keep the flexibility for your offseason moves, and then you can go over the cap to effectively sign your guys.
I will
Cool
get
it.
another
If
old-fashioned if
you're-
the
if you're
Pistons trade
Trajan,
back in.
You call the Grizzlies and go, hey, I got 5 more for you.
I'm trading
I got
right back
five
in.
I got 8
I got eight
for
of
you.
them for you.
I got 10 for you. How many do you want? I got them
Bro,
all.
go get fucking Cameron Carr, man. What are we doing?
What
Do you
about Kareem
want-
Lopez?
Do
If
you-
you need, would you take a flyer on Kareem Lopez at all?
Not if Cameron Carr's on the board.
Yeah, now
I
over
would.
Cameron
Not
Carr.
if Isaiah Evans is on the board.
Now talk to him. We know we like Cameron Carr.
He gives me Kuzma vibes, and I like that.
What,
I like
Lopez?
that. Yeah.
Dude, I would take a Kuzma, bro. Kuzma
I
was
know.
averaging 20.
You're right. But I just don't like Kuzma. Fuck him.
By the way,
Shout out Flint native.
by the way, he could be a Piston. Just saying.
Not in my world.
Not in my world.
Why he got me cracking up, dog?
I will tell you what. One thing I am while we're on a disrespectful binge here. I cannot wait for the Pistons to offer Andre Drummond a minimum contract. I cannot wait.
I would love it.
Look, y'all already know.
I would love to.
Please,
sit,
give me the
I would,
rebounding,
I would
please.
love to
I
be
need
in that
it.
room
I
and just
feel-
offer
I
him the.
deserve
This
it.
is the absolute lowest I can offer you. Here you go, buddy.
Y'all already know Platte, man.
I
This
deserve
is
it, bro.
this is probably the one thing in Pistons world that we have. This is the only argument we ever have. It's Drummond.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Jeff at this stage, especially with a player who I like a player who can admit
can't
what's
pay you
what,
less.
man.
So the Pistons turned
This
Jay
guy.
Ivey into a
I would like
Corey.
it.
Yeah. No, Andre Drummond as a minimum would be fire. I can't joke. But
that's
it
what
would
it is.
also be great for me to just say I cannot pay you less than what I'm paying you right now.
And you
Please
know what?
take this.
I hope we both get that.
Yeah.
You deserve
I do
that.
too.
He did rob us on that first deal. And
Exactly.
on that max, but he also wasn't the one pushing for it. That was one Mr. Owner. And I'm glad that now our owner understands how the CTC based on what Trajan is saying and not based on what our players are saying. So shout out to
fair.
Tom Gorsh for getting better, much better as an owner.
Shout out to growth.
Shout out to growth. Shout out to BlackRock as well, man, up here in Heartland.
Absolutely.
I am still surprised, man, that Cameron Carr is dropping. I see Burn Dog in the chat. He says, or Bernard in the chat says, it's interesting. I don't know why Carr's dropping so hard. There has to be something that went wrong. Interviews, maybe. He is a two-way 3-and-D player who shot 40% from 3. He believes it is insane that he is getting – well, no, these interviews will drop you, but your workouts –
I don't need you to interview.
But your workouts will drop the interview.
Perfect.
I agree, Jeff.
Y'all say
me.
that, and then all of a
You're
sudden you
fit
get a
for
weird fit in your locker room. And then you guys are like, why did you draft that player?
Maybe it's just he doesn't talk. And you know what? I like a silent assassin. Bring him to Detroit.
Look, I heard all of you people out there in Detroit Pistons world say this about KPJ. Remember when KPJ was supposed to go middle of the first round?
He did something that was a crime.
Kevin Porter Jr.
He was a criminal.
Listen, people wanted him. Well, who drafted KPJ?
He's a criminal.
Who drafted KPJ? Does anybody know?
Cleveland Cavaliers.
No, the Detroit Pistons did.
Oh,
They
yes,
traded him.
but they traded him to Cavs.
And everybody, I was
trade.
I was
Yes.
there. I was there. I was on the scene.
Don't clean up our city.
You guys out there were
Get
pissed
those
off that
criminals outta
happened,
here.
man. These people.
Those criminals don't
Get
belong
those
in Detroit.
criminals out of here. Keep our streets safe.
You people wanted him, though. And you people got pissed off when he traded them.
Yeah.
I do remember that time. But I'm fast forward to today, and there's a lot of people who they're wondering, why are the Pistons taking a 6'1" guard? I think when you look at, you said it best
It's
here,
the
too.
scoring output.
Yeah, it's the scoring output. I think that they took a swing on a player that they believe has so high of a scoring potential that's what you do when you get down to, 21, 22, 23 range. You're looking for somebody that you think is either going to be able to contribute to your regular, consistent lineup or has that high potential. For me, they traded up. That, to me, is why I do believe. They believe in it. That's what I believe.
They do believe in it.
That's what I believe.
They absolutely do. And I mean, they showed it. I mean, obviously, second-round picks don't really mean anything in the NBA, but
So
you
let's
gave
send 'em to
up
the Memphis
enough.
Grizzlies. They won.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, Prolific said, ignore the interview, then you get a Jay Ivey. Dang.
Damn,
True.
that's fair.
That's not true. He was Jay Knight tell you anything you want to hear.
He was
The
a
right
straight
way.
sailor.
We don't know. We don't know about how those interviews went.
One thing about Jay Ivey is he'll never lie to you.
Pick is in. Let's see who Memphis Grizzlies take with the Detroit Pistons pick.
It's,
believes in God.
It is not the Pistons pick, people. Just remember that.
Let's see.
If it's Cameron Carr, I'm going to be like, wow.
That will
The
be
Detroit
funny.
Pistons select Kareem Lopez. Cameron Carr continues to drop. There were some
Go
people who thought
back
he's
and get
not
him.
getting below
Go
14 or
get
15.
him.
Go get him.
Show his
Memphis,
face.
do you want 5 more first-round picks for Lopez?
Does anybody know why this guy is dropping? Has
double it.
anybody
I'll
heard
give you 10.
anything?
I think he kicked a
Give you
dog. I think he kicked a dog. I think
I like a Mike Vick on my team.
I think an old lady was crossing the street and he pushed her down. I think there's some type
snap.
of character question. You should fall to whatever the Pistons' next pick is.
Patty Grimes believes that
what is
Kareem
that?
Lopez would have been a better pick
What
for the
is that?
Pistons.
What?
You hear that? Some of the people in the chat said that this would have been a better pick for the Pistons than
No, the Pistons have
Then-
tried
then-
this
then
before,
Abuka
and
Okori.
it's actually come back to bite them in the ass when
yeah.
they do try this.
And I was going to say, what do you think about this?
on
Some of
that.
the people who believe that Kareem Lopez would have been a better pick for us, Justin, than Abuka Okori.
I
I don't think about better
so
picks.
much slander.
I don't think the Pistons draft over like they don't draft overseas guys like those foreign guys correctly because name one Piston that's been
Mehmet Okor, Zeljko Robrata, or whatever. Like, they had foreign players
Why
that
did
picked
that
right.
look like 2009?
They're champions,
You know who I
by
think
the way.
of?
Why did that look like
You only
2009
think
Drake
of the
at
one.
point?
Carlos Delfino. The Pistons have done so well
Who's the guy
internationally.
we drafted like 3
It was-
years ago?
Darko was the one that they did that they
I've
got
never
so
heard of that
wrong
guy
on.
again.
Oh.
He's
No. Several years
in
ago
terms-
was Gigi Ditome. You put some respect on the Italian League MVP. You put some respect. That man was an MVP.
Not in the NBA.
In terms of Lopez, though, I see why the Pistons would be attracted to him, considering his athleticism, his length, and the fact that he
But you know the question mark for him,
kind of
Justin?
struggles shooting the ball.
Exactly.
And so that's why I thought the Pistons
No
might like
thanks.
him. However, he's got a nice handle for how big he is. He's 6'8". He's one of those versatile players that the Pistons like. I don't think that I like the Okoye a lot better. I think that's a lot better of a fit that you needed to fill. You needed someone who could make shots consistently and come in to really just help Cade Cunningham. I mean, you look at what the relief that even a Dennis Schroeder gave Cade Cunningham, and, hopefully Okoye can be better than Dennis Schroeder.
You know what?
Masaway in the chat says, Viva Mexico!
Shout out to Tom Masaway. It's 700 of you people in here. Go ahead and smash that like button to support the stream, support Woodward Sports, BlackRock. We're out the Heartland one. Shout out to Yusuf, the GM out here. They took good care of us as well, man. You see,
they did.
Everybody's well hydrated out here. The food was
fed.
excellent. They even showed us how to cook the steak on the stone. So if you don't really know how it works,
and then
definitely make sure you go back and look at it, man. We had that dude Justin over there cooking up on the TD space, but he was also cooking up on the BlackRock Stone too. So they made sure that the people were well fed. Hey, Blimpy, I see you in the chat, bro. I'm not gonna read that. It might be soon. It might be that time soon, but not yet. Not yet. Got a little bit more of this draft that we're gonna see, just to see if these Detroit Pistons trade back in.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's so realistic with all of the picks that are with all.
Look at my boy Phylon sitting there. Trade back in for Phylon.
Looking fresh for nothing.
Bro, he looks better.
Shut up. Hey, look at him. Hey, watch out for my boy.
But he looks in better spirits than Cameron Carr. Cameron Carr has looked like he's had a lemon in his mouth the entire since like pick 12, bro.
I like a player that's pissed off because he got overlooked.
But I'm telling you, that's what happened to KPJ. And where's he at? Nowhere. That's all I'm saying.
KPJ's anger issues stemmed way more than the draft.
And there was stuff that didn't come out until after.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
Pistons came out and said, hey, look, we traded him because And then what did you hear very soon after that? That he threw a bowl of oatmeal or something like that at his coaches because they switched his lockers. Like, that's insane stuff, bro.
Love to hear it.
That's insane stuff.
That's the type of guy.
I would do that too. Don't touch my oatmeal.
Like, you changed my. They say he came and eating the bowl. They were like, yo, your locker's over there. Like, from training camp to regular season, they were like, all right, you're a rookie. You earned your spot. And he got pissed off and was like, you don't tell me where to go. And
that's wild.
This stuff. Like, that's wild.
Who has 28 now that in the Julius Randle trade? I forget.
The Nets?
Who has 28? Is it the Nets now?
I think the Nets have it.
Okay.
The ticker is about to tell me.
And
so
I would call.
Give me 30 seconds, and I'll tell you.
They got Phylon on the screen.
What
here.
pick are you asking? 28.
Philadelphia.
Still left in this draft.
28.
I would be happy. I would be happy with Isaiah Evans or Cameron Carr or Phelan.
Damn,
sorry.
I definitely
say his name wrong every time.
Limpy believes that this Pistons pick is confusing. Lopez is wearing a Pistons hat. They have to wear the Pistons hat because that's who is officially drafting them,
yes,
and then they're going to complete the trade at the end of the first round.
This is not the actual official Pistons draft pick. It is Abuka Okori.
Oh, it's going to be Phylon?
I don't know.
Is it Phylon in Philly?
Pick us in.
He's smiling.
Yeah, people keep coming up to him talking.
You blew it.
Yeah, he's supposed to keep his surprise face.
You blew it.
Yeah, he's getting dapped up. Hey, look, this is a player that all of you all tonight have said, you know what, Phylon's a baller.
Yep. He's a baller. He's a baller.
Philadelphia 76ers. Is that the
pick? To Philly, him and Maxey.
They don't know how to use
Edgecombe.
They don't know how to use them. They had Jerry McCain.
I know. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. They're going to escape out of this Embiid trap that they're in, and they're going to be good, dude.
Bimpy said we just drafted Earl Boykins. Relax.
Justin, they're not trapped by
Shout out
Embiid.
to Eastern Michigan great Earl Boykins, man.
Listen, they're not trapped by Embiid. Embiid has the 76ers by the balls. Like, he has them by the balls.
He does.
Like, there's nothing they can do.
By the marbles.
No one wants him. Nobody wants him, and he's hurt.
Paul George kind of does, too.
That's what they said about AD, though.
But at least he showed up in the playoffs.
That's true.
Embiid
did. He won game.
Yeah, in and out every game.
Bro, is Cameron Carr going to slip to the second round? Someone has to pick him in the first round, right?
I bet you Atlanta.
How is Trajan worse than Weaver in the draft? I mean, Weaver had nothing but top 5 picks for the most part.
I know.
And
Yeah, we can't compare the two.
Yeah.
I like Troy Weaver, though.
Let's pump the brakes here.
You didn't get a Cade Cunningham at pick 16.
No,
you fucking bum.
But he traded back. But he traded back into the first round, and he got good players.
Yeah, but you can't get mad at Trajan because he hasn't really had.
Troy,
he's operating from a team that's
Troy
already
drafted
good.
more.
Because he made more, though. He made those opportunities. He didn't sit idly by for him. And they were in a different position.
But they were at a different state, yes.
They were in a different position as an organization.
I'm not saying Troy Weaver isn't a better drafter than Trajan. I'm just saying we can't really tell.
That's what he's known for, though.
There's still room to – well, yeah. Trajan is Troy
Weaver was known
Troy
for that.
was credited by Presti and by the OKC Thunder organization. It is Fallon going to the Philadelphia 76ers, man. Dad, that's going to be a nice little tandem for them, man. I know Justin was excited about that.
Phylon is a human bucket. Oh, my Lord.
He's a silky smooth scorer.
Yeah, I mean, he's got defensive, issues as a lot of these guys have in these later first-round picks, but it doesn't matter when you get buckets like Phylon. He's not small, though. He's 6'5". He's a little leaner.
Yeah.
But
that's the small part that you –
well, yeah, but
you have to throw that in there.
He does, but he's about the same size as Weigler, and he drafted him top 5. So
no,
Atlanta,
definitely.
I don't see Atlanta taking a wing either. Wow. Oh man, New York.
New York.
I'm gonna at this point. I'm gonna be upset whoever gets him.
Cameron Carr.
Yeah. That was my guy.
I just told people last year or the year that this
at worst
he's
like
KPJ.
Al-Farouq Amine. Worst.
This is starting to remind me of that. But hey, the dogs, can y'all wish happy birthday and Father's Day to my dad?
Shout
out to your dad.
Shout out to your dad. Who's that in the chat?
Oh,
and your mom.
Can you read it for me? I can't quite read it. Oh, there it goes. The dogs.
Can y'all wish a happy birthday, Father's Day to my dad, Jack?
What? Can you read it? Oh, come on, man. What's his
Yeah, man. Shout
birthday?
out Jack McCoff, man. Shout out Jack McCoff. Real guy. We all do. We all do. Grow up. Let's grow up here.
If you're,
Did you read that super chat, y'all?
Listen, if your father's name is Jack McCoff, then what's your name? I need to know your name.
From Dante. Did you guys read that?
Which one? You can read it again if you can read it.
Dante151 with the $4.99 super chat. Rebecca Okoye's pro comp, funny enough, is Dennis Schroeder by CBS Sports. They also said that he needs to bulk up because he has a frame of 186 pounds.
At 6'1", though, we've seen a lot of the wings, sitting at 180 and 186.
That's a thing for a lot of players in this draft. A lot of players in this draft. But again, it's
6'1" and 180 something is actually kind of.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Yeah, it's okay.
No,
I
don't like the comp. I don't like the comp to Dennis Schroeder because I don't think Dennis Schroeder will he's never been known as someone that's been an ultimate bucket.
Dante 151 with another one.
He's more of the pest.
Anton Wells
he says I watched some highlights. Dante 151 with the super chat. I watched some highlights and oh boy, that boy on the Pistons has some moves that make you go, damn, I see why the Pistons
like him. But Dante, this is what I was trying to tell you earlier. This is what Justin was trying to tell you. Abuka Curry, Anton called this a long time ago. I was like, you know what? If you're trading up for a player, it's Cameron Carr or Abuka Curry. If you sit still, it is Isaiah Evans. A lot of us here thought, you know what? The same thing. Why? Because these guys are absolute bucket getters at all 3 levels. And I think Curry does it a little bit better than those other players. You just wonder when you get to the NBA level, the size is what people worry about, but there are certain players that just absolutely because of the handle, because of their ability to create space. Curry can create his own space, and I believe that that's a skill that's going to translate to the next level. If his efficiency drops, it might, but in terms of what he does to dribble the ball, that's NBA level, man. So shout out. What up, though? What you seeing?
Look how they just cut out the
Justin,
6,
what do you
7,
think of
8.
What do you think of his 3-point ability?
They cut out the 6, 7, 8 as notable first-round picks.
Are you worried about that at all?
Okoye's?
Yeah.
You said about his what?
About his 3-point shooting ability.
No, I'm not.
I like his 3-point.
I like his 3-point shooting ability a lot, and I think that he was forced to do a lot more than he's going to be asked to do in the Stanford offense than as a Detroit Piston, just in terms of the shots that he's going to be asked to create and facilitate. And
more
so that's
going
to be, that's going to help him with that percentage. It's obviously going to be a transition into the NBA, but I think he's got the skill set to be a really nice, secondary scorer for this Pistons roster. We talk about it all the time. When you are trying to build a team, especially when your players start to become extension eligible, and you see, Duran's about to get an extension, Asar's about to get an extension, Cade's already getting paid $50 million. You need to hit on guys like this where these mid picks where you can find some value. And right here, if you can find some depth scoring here, even if it is just a bench option that you can come in and be a spark plug, that would be a good pick here. But if you can get someone who you can squeeze into a starter and you can play next to Cade Cunningham in the future, obviously that's a little head in front of the skis. But he has that potential. You see it when he has the basketball in his hands, and he's going to be asked to do a lot less in terms of being the primary ball handler in this offense. So I like this pick. I think he's going to have a lot of room to grow, and I think they're going to give him that room to grow as well and show him that he can make mistakes during the regular season, because all that matters is playoff basketball. Like, we're done with this regular season bullshit. First seed doesn't matter. We want to see some playoff success past the first round, and that's where we're at. And I think that Okoye is going to have every opportunity during the regular season to show off that scoring touch.
And correct me if I'm wrong here. I see you. Kamikaze likes the fact that he shot 35% from three, but a lot of those threes, or a good hefty amount of those threes, came off of his own actions and dribbles.
Yep.
He has a really good shot. So imagine if you're getting him off of movement shots, off of Cade Cunningham dribbling, and he's just relocating to the empty spot to be able to get a nice shot. I think that this works two ways. It's not just a guy that you're getting here who you think can operate on his own, but who is he when he's off ball? How many times were we like, well, let's see what Marcus Sasser has at the very least? I believe that this tells us now that this is them believing this is your at least secondary or tertiary ball handler or facilitator who actually has the ability to consistently put the ball in the hoop. I believe that's the reason why the Pistons made this pick. The potential of that. It has to be. When you are leaving players on the board that you believe, I know you guys believe, and even me with Cameron Carr, at least that one particular player, but there were other players on the board who we thought were going to go by mid-draft at the latest.
Yeah.
So when you're trading up, when you're giving up in this draft where you've shown you can move up decently and get your guy for some second-round picks, they have to like Okoye, and they have to believe that he has next-level ability.
And we want to talk about a guard that came in here and made an impact as a young player, and that's Dennis Jenkins. Dennis Jenkins was never over a 14-point-per-game scorer in college, and he was in college for 4 years, and he was asked to be the man multiple times on multiple teams where he was their lead guard. Okoye is a freshman. He has lots of room to grow. He has lots of room to develop. He's young. He's a freshman. Then this is a swing. This is what you ask for.
It is a swing. That is true.
In a year where you are looking for pieces to take you over the edge, if you can have him on a rookie contract in the next couple years playing a pivotal role on this roster, that is an absolute win from this draft, especially picking past you were originally picking 21. You moved a couple seconds to move up a couple picks. No one's going to hem or haw about those second-round picks. However, that Okoye has the possibility to look like a steal. We talk about all the time. There's players in the teens constantly who are able to make a huge impact on rosters, and that is something Okoye is going to be asked to do from the jump. He's going to have an opportunity to, take Dennis Jenkins' job. He's going to have a chance to be one of these league guards in the backcourt.
Marcus Sasser,
yeah. Marcus Sasser's, exactly. Marcus Sasser's already gone.
That's honestly a player that I would think, would have been involved in a trade somehow tonight.
Sass?
Yes.
But that's what I keep telling you guys. Put yourselves on the other side of it. Not that something can't happen, but put yourselves on the other side of this. Why are you taking Marcus Sasser? Why are you taking?
I'm not taking Marcus Sasser.
I think Ron Holland. Why would I like him?
I would. I mean, if I'm a team that's not a playoff team,
but that's what I'm saying.
If I'm a team like Milwaukee,
it's different when we're trading like players that other teams want, and you throw in a Sasser. But what a Sasser is a throw in on a Stewart deal.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying? Like
I could
two bench players.
I could maybe if I see him go, it's something like we're moving. Up in the second round.
Oh, like in terms of with the draft.
Or,
you won't even need him to do that in the second round.
Not a player.
I was like, man.
You have to create roster spot somehow.
But that's what I'm saying. Even in the draft, with you talk about the two aprons, when you talk about teams having to get a lot more strategic with what they do and the value of second-round picks underneath this new CBA, just trading for Marcus Sasser don't do it for people. Now, where it does help is that soon he will be an expiring contract, but who wants to hold his freaking qualifying offer potentially at the end of that? Nobody does. So that's the point where with the Pistons, I do believe, golly, Cameron Carr, the number one best player available, the New York Knicks are on the board at pick 24.
Knicks or Lakers getting them makes me upset.
Knicks, Lakers, and Denver are the next 3 teams.
I vibe with you on that Kool-Aid. However,
Talk to me, though.
When you were talking about Ron Holland, like I think a team would be interested in a guy who was a top 10 pick,
Number 5,
top 5 pick, who has athletic upside, who is extremely young, who hasn't necessarily gotten the minutes to be able to grow in this league, or hasn't been sent down to the. And as much as you want to poo-poo on the G League, you know, guys do go down there and are able to have a bigger role and learn how to play the offensive game and help them in the NBA. Like that does happen. And so I think that a team that's on the younger side who has minutes that they could give a Ron Holland would be willing to, at this point in the draft, be willing to give up a late first for Ron Holland.
When we covered Ron Holland and Cody Williams, we saw that both of them had good ability to get downhill and score. Ron Holland was one of those guys that was approaching like 50% finishing at the rim and in the paint. And he was really good and adept at what we saw him do really good during his first 2 regular seasons here, getting downhill when the ball was rotated to him. He didn't need too many dribbles, too many moves. He understood how to kind of hit the gap, get the angle, and get right downhill and get to the basket to at least attempt a layup. Now, obviously, this past season, we saw them smoking too many layups. Shout out to Sar Thompson and Ron Holland for probably leading in that category.
All our sponsors.
Shout out all of our sponsors, bro, and including BlackRock here. Already know what it is.
By the way,
what's that trade? Because I know the Lakers and the Knicks trade.
Number 24 to the Los Angeles Lakers.
For number 25?
Or number 25.
So just a pick swap.
All it says as of right now.
So there's got to be at least a second-round pick or something that's going to be added. Shout out to Spike Lee sitting with the championship trophy. And it was crazy. Covering the playoffs last year, Spike Lee, Ben Stiller, and all those guys, they made the trip out, Chalamet or whatever his name, Timothy Chalamet, they made the trip out to LCA. And it was cool, man. Just they actually interacted with our media, interacted with our fans. Spike Lee was cool until that game where Cat hit the big 3. It looked like the Pistons. He was cool until then. I got the video. This dude was talking the craziest I have ever heard him talk, bro. But it's Spike Lee, so he get to say what he want to say. Shout out to the living legend. It's like certain people like Spike Lee and Tom Masway. I'm happy for you guys. But, man, after Knicks, bro. Golly. Golly.
Seriously.
But
so you're going to crash out if this is Cam Carr right here?
To the Lakers?
I'm crashing out wherever he goes at this point.
Look at his face, bro.
Give Luka a shooter. Yeah. Would love that. Yeah.
What do like?
Sounds good to
chat
me.
family, let us know, man. First of all, smash that like button if you
That
can.
sound good to you, Justin?
Let's get to 300.
Let's give Luka shooters and a defender at that.
And a defender
let's give him
who
a
can
two-way
shoot.
wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look,
give him a two-way wing, yeah.
Smash
Exactly
that like
what they
button, man.
need.
If anybody knows why Cameron Carr has dropped, put that in the chat, yo. This is crazy.
This is
crazy.
He must have done something.
Like, he ain't even getting no dap ups.
I already got it on loaded in this pick counter. I'm that confident.
You know it's got to be
gotta
Cam
be.
Carr. He's been the best available player for like the last 2 or 3 picks.
It gets to a point in all
According
these
to
drafts.
EJ Billis.
We just seen Zuby Ejiofor go. So
He has to be like. I mean, look, there's your guy Pete. Is there anybody else on that board that you believe is worth the Pistons trading back up for if it's not Carr?
Yes.
Ooh.
But we'll,
Isaiah Evans.
Oh, you would trade up for him? Yeah, I think he might
Yes.
reach the second round now.
I
don't
think
care.
he reached.
He's not
there
reaching
you
58.
go. Cameron Carr to the Knicks. Fucking great.
He's going to
Lakers.
the Lakers.
Oh, yes, that's Lakers.
I'd rather him go to the Lakers than the
traded.
freaking Knicks.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about the Lakers.
Yeah, Knicks.
I'm worried about winning the East before I'm worried about winning the whole thing.
Well, listen,
fair.
you got to understand, it's a two-way wing for
So who are the
LeBron
Knicks
James
selecting
and-
then if
and
they're going to do this
Luka
trade?
Doncic.
Like they said that
All
it
right,
is a
let's
trade.
See here. Let's see.
Yeah,
Sham said
that
it.
was a trade.
See
yes.
who's the best available here.
Malik Thomas is out there. Isaiah Evans.
Bro,
Koa
Isaiah
Pete.
Evans is still available.
I could
Isaiah Evans
definitely,
is cool.
I could definitely see
Yeah.
Koa Pete
I'm okay.
here.
I'm okay though with not making a move at this point. I for Isaiah Evans, sure. That would probably be the only
I could
guy.
see them
Just some
taking
second-round picks? Oh,
I
no.
could see them wanting
You
Caravan.
could use
I
this
mean,
at the deadline.
You got to think about it this way: the Pistons also selected Chaz Lanier with a second-round pick, and we hadn't seen
Yeah,
him.
but you can also.
And he was something that
but
we.
you can
and
also.
he has a skill set that we need.
You could also shift 1 or 2
That boy
seconds
trying to
at
smile.
the trade deadline and go and
He
get
ain't
you a
happy,
Dennis
dog.
Schroeder or
I mean,
go and
would
get
you
you.
be? I would be happy now.
I'm sorry, bro. As soon as the picture was over, dog, this dude was like, man, get the
But I would be happy
Cameron
now.
Carr not happy.
I would be happy now.
I think he believes that
You're going to L.A. with Luka?
I think he believes that he deserved a higher draft spot.
He definitely does.
And an opportunity to
Great,
be
so
able-
he's got a chip on his
Oh
shoulder.
my gosh. Yeah, Cameron Carr. That was the guy.
Yeah, great.
These highlights playing right now.
Great. I'm glad he's got a chip on his shoulder. No, look, to me, this guy is like a.
Damn.
I mean, look.
How do you get him 24th?
Cameron Carr was absolutely my guy. Like when I pull up his comps,
volume shooter, dog, on efficiency.
He was
I mean, like
in that draft combine.
Lakers got a dog, man.
Cam Johnson, Richard Jefferson, like that's the type of guy he is. Like just one of those like true threes that has athleticism, and because of their athleticism and two-way ability. Like the thing about Carr is that he's not a great defender, but he's able to be a solid defender because of his athleticism. He's able to be a stocks machine. Like he is a stocks machine, so he's a defensive playmaker. You see the offensive talent. He's got a bit of a jumper. He's obviously got a great ability to drive to the rack. I think that's a great pickup for the Lakers. I think that's
oh great. His dad was in the dunk contest with Kobe Bryant.
Cameron Carr, yeah. Hey, you know what? Shout out Cam Carr, 6'5", but he weighs about the same amount as Okori.
I mean,
so I do wonder
he
how
does
that
have to
fits
put on the
people.
frame
That's the thing
for
with
sure.
a lot of those people.
That's what all these. But they're kids, though.
When you have a 6'5",
They need to.
when you have a 6'5" frame, how easy is it for you to bulk into?
Go to BlackRock.
But how much does that
Cade.
change your game?
Look at Cade, though.
Go to BlackRock.
He was able to put on some muscle.
You put it on the right way, and that's what helps you. Like I mean.
But Cade already plays like methodical and at a pace, whereas Cameron Carr relies on his speed and his athleticism. Sometimes you change those types of players, you change up the way that they play. You looked at Jaden Ivey.
You add 10 more pounds to that guy, he's still jumping out the gym.
I don't know. You start getting that 6'5", closer to 200 pounds, that changes things a lot, bro.
I just seen him almost dunk over somebody.
I know, at like 6'5" and probably 181 pounds or 100. What these guys do to get ready for the NBA is turn their bodies more into, if they're the real dogs, into more muscle. Playing at CUC, shout out to CUC, it was the only 4-year institution in Montgomery County in Maryland. Steve Francis lived behind that school. He would bring the pro-am players through, bro. He would bring them through. They would have the trainers in there. You hear these things, man. You see people try to actually shed weight so that they can play to their fullest ability. I would like to see him add maybe about 5 or 6 pounds of muscle, but I think you start getting up to like 10, 15,
so if he gets to
you change up what he is.
6'5" and he's about
200, 205.
195, 200?
Ooh, I'm telling you, bro, I think just about 5, 6 more pounds of muscle. He'll be straight. Just bulk him up just a little bit.
Yeah, saying,
just a little.
That's getting you into that 190 to 200 range.
Look, when you say 190 to 200, that's a big swing. Even you're talking about the athleticism player. Putting on 5 or 6 pounds versus another 15, 16. Yeah, but this is what I wonder. Like, this is me just looking at what are other teams looking at when you look at the Cameron Carr. Was it the interviews? Was it the workouts? Was it you saw his strength against others if you're doing some of the workouts where you have other players in there? These are some things that I'm wondering about Cameron Carr because he dropped to a level that I didn't think was possible at all.
Why is Jeff upset?
What up, though, brother?
You want to know what the Knicks received for that trade up?
Cash.
They got some cash.
Yeah,
that's
they're
it.
cheap.
Pick swaps and cash.
They have a broke. They have a broke owner.
I was about to say, so was this the owner calling the other owner and just saying, "Hey, this is what's going on"?
Look, I'm broke. I need an extra couple million. Can you spot me?
Yeah, for real.
What the?
I mean, look, it's not us. It's not us. It couldn't be us.
Tom.
I see Anton in there as well.
But they swapped too, so you would have had to give up more assets.
10 mil and 9.
For real, I will buy that pig. Yeah.
I see Anton in the chat. He's making sure that everybody understands exactly who Okoye is. He said we got him at 17. We traded up from 21. Lopez is going to Memphis because some people, they were just tuning in and they had some questions about, hey, who's this Pistons pick with Kareem Lopez? There was a trade, if you didn't know, and the Detroit Pistons did trade 3 second-round picks along with a pick swap to be able to go up to 17 and select Abuka Okoye. So this, like I said, I agree with what Anson said. He has everything besides, but I believe the way that he plays completely makes up for that. People say, well, is it going to translate to the NBA? If you saw Marcus Sasser's ability to handle the ball and his speed translate, I can promise you Okoye, who does this at in my opinion, a better level, is going to be able to create space at the NBA level. This is what those players thrive. You think about when they say, okay, we're going to double team a Cade or we're going to try and pack in the paint, and all of a sudden you have a player who not just can he get open off of the handles, but when he gets into that mid-range, I'm looking at the touch that he has, and the only player we had that could operate in the mid-range was Cade flipping Cunningham. That was it. Yep. We had nobody else in the playoffs who could do anything. Once you get into that middle zone, what was happening with Danis Jenkins? He was getting caught sometimes in the air in the middle because what are you doing? Bad pass or even Cade sometimes. But what I see out of Okoye, when he hits that middle, it's almost as if he knows, bro, this is my spot. This is my area. Right. This is where I actually excel, and that's where I do believe bringing a little bit of that flavor, even if in the fourth quarters it's just a bucket or two. Even if when you're low, when your offense is on a lull or Cade Cunningham is off the court and you're able to think about some of the sets that Danis ran, think about some of the sets that Marcus Sasser was running this past season in those same roles. Now you're talking about adding a player who is elite, one of the most elite scorers in all of this draft, regardless of where he is drafted. This is where I'm actually pretty excited about what's happening.
Adding a 3-level score to the Pistons is just not a bad thing, flat out. Like, I get it. I get it. I would like to make a move.
If you remember, this was something
Pelicans
that
won that trade.
I would like to
criticized.
Heavily
criticized was the trade that the Pelicans made last year's draft to trade up and get Derek Queen. And now that trade is officially ended.
Yes.
And what the Hawks got was Kingston Flemings and Asa Noel, and the Pelicans got Derek Queen. So it did end up. It did end up working out in the Pelicans' favor since that pick did
Sergio.
slip.
I'm seeing QB says Okoye's shot is getting blocked all season. I'm just like, look, guys. You're going to have to tell me this. Okay, how did he average what he averaged? I'm looking at some of these other players, and I'm looking at their field goal percentages, and I'm sitting here looking at him as a guard, and I'm like, 6'1". You would have thought, going from high school to college, he would have come down.
Easy to get blocked.
Instead, his scoring went bananas. 23 points per game on any level of basketball is banana scoring. But at the collegiate level, that's a monstrosity. Then you're talking about 47% from the field. Most of the guards like him are sitting at like 43% from the field. So for me personally, you want to talk about from behind the arc, 35% on 178 three-point field goal attempts. But how did he get a lot of those attempts? Because he had to go and create a lot of his own offense for himself. Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, there wasn't many people creating offense for Okoye. He had to go out there and get it himself. A lot of shots off the dribble from behind the arc, a lot of shots getting into the paint and putting it up. It was him. He was a focal point.
Yeah, he was the main option of that Stanford offense, absolutely. And I'm gonna pull it up real quick so that we can give you guys a little reference. Yeah, but Anson's been all over this guy. You got to give him credit. I mean, you loved him since day one, and he was right.
This was like on my short list. This was either my second or third prospect for the Pistons that I was looking at. I just obviously had Cameron Carr a lot higher, and I felt like Cameron Carr was a pipe dream, to be honest with you. And the fact that
he was available,
that does sting. But I think ultimately this guy gives you what you need. Look, this Piston team was devoid of offense completely, and you just added a 3-level score.
He had 250 more shot attempts than the next player on his team.
Wow.
That's crazy.
He had 503. He had 503 field goal attempts. His next closest teammate had 257.
What about the free throw attempts? Can you see that him and then the next closest?
His free throw attempts were 226. The next closest was 115.
What?
It's a doubling.
My fault, Black Rock.
Triple.
What?
Insane.
That's insane.
No, look,
that's actually insane.
He's an offensive
He only
firecracker.
had 2 other players on his team that were in double figures.
That's actually
insane. To put you in reference, Michigan had 6.
Wow.
All right, yeah, that's pretty insane. So when he's going out there and scoring 30 every night, teams knew stop him. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He recorded 8 games with 30 or more points. That was a single season record for an ACC freshman. This guy gets buckets, and there's nothing anybody can do with him. Look at this. He finished with the third most points, 719, and free throws, 188, by a Cardinal player in a season. As a freshman, man. First Stanford player to score 40 points in a game since 2022. posted 36 points. We read some of these earlier, and a career high 9 assists against North Carolina. And then he broke the ACC freshman record for scoring average with the second highest mark in Stanford history, 23.2 points per game, man. This guy, that's all he does is score the ball. Absolutely. He says that he patterned his game after Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, James Harden, and Isaiah Thomas. I wonder which Isaiah Thomas. Like, let's just take that A out of there, and we're going to believe that it's our Isaiah Thomas. How about that?
Yeah.
That was another little guard, right? Shout out.
Absolutely. And shout out to Caleb of Crunch Time. Make sure you guys are tapped in 11 to 1 every day. He had a tweet put out. 81% of Abuka Okori's made field goals were unassisted. He had a 30% usage rate.
With this efficiency, that's amazing. You're talking about a guy who has a higher usage rate than Cade Cunningham. We think Cade Cunningham needs to be off ball, and he's sitting at what, 24, 25, 26, 27%.
Yeah.
This guy is sitting at 30% with this efficiency. You're telling me I can just give you the ball all night, and you're coming back with 35% from behind the arc, 47% from the floor, 83% from the free throw line, and you're absolutely getting it. How is he – I'm starting to wonder now, like, how is this guy even picking up the level of free throws that he was, the amount of free throws he was, with how well he was shooting from behind the arc too? This guy gets it. They said that he has the ability to – not just what we see in highlights, not just what we see when we sit down and play the hands. They say he has a unique ability and a knack for picking up and drawing fouls.
Yeah.
We don't really have too many players on this Pistons team like that.
Yes, and that's a very crucial point that I'm glad you brought up, because look, at the end of the day, man, this guy is a shot chucker, and you had a team last year in the playoffs that ran out of steam because you only had one guy that was willing to really shoot. The rest of the guys shot, but they weren't comfortable shooting. This is a guy that's definitely going to be comfortable shooting. I don't think this is a bad pick at all. Would I have liked the 21 pick to be included with some extra stuff and gotten Tyler Herro? Sure. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I will take this. The Pistons still have a lot of flexibility between Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert. They have a lot of flexibility plus future picks to go out and make the players that they need to get in order to build this team. So just because they didn't take their swing here tonight doesn't mean this was their only shot. Miami had to make their swing for Giannis tonight, because if they did not execute that trade before draft night, they were cooked. They were never getting Giannis if they didn't make it tonight. They had a pressure. They had a deadline. The Pistons don't have a deadline this offseason. They have complete flexibility. They have flexibility to even take it to the trade deadline. I don't want them to do that, but they have the flexibility. So I think you guys got to stay patient. Look, I'm all for judging Trajan Langdon and the decisions he's made, but let's see where we're at the end of the offseason. Right now, this is just the first step.
I like this as well. Just real quick, from Pittsburgh head coach Jeff Capel, he says, I'm scouting someone. He says, we're going to play that was playing Stanford. So he went to see somebody else that was playing against Okoye. And he says, I had to catch myself because I needed to be scouting the other team, but I found myself just drawn to him. He says he is dynamic with the basketball, really confident, and really poised. That's the word that I like there. It's not just a player with skill and talent, but a player with the poise and ability to actually put in that rotation. When I hear that poise word, that lets me know he's going to be playing a lot sooner than later in important roles. What up, though, brother?
Denver is trading the number 26 pick to the San Antonio Spurs.
Wow. So I wonder who the Spurs are going to be able to go up and get. Who did they get the last time?
They moved, I think it was like 30. I think it was 30.
Because they had another pick,
30.
didn't they?
Yeah, I think they have 30.
Shout out.
So you said the Denver Nuggets, they traded that pick?
Yep. So they moved back to either 30 or 31.
And I see people, they believe Robert Ross, he says, look, someone will be traded from the Pistons, Sasser, Holland, or the guy
shout
from
out to Justin,
Tennessee.
Man. Wow. Big time shout out for Justin.
Shout out, Justin.
Shout out to Justin, yeah.
Absolutely cooked up, man. Absolutely.
Is that surprising to you, Kool-Aid?
Terrence Reed, at this rate, no. At this stage, no. And you're talking about there hasn't been a real big run on centers or bigs.
Even though players like Cole Pete, Isaiah Evans are still out there?
I think you look at the skill set, man. It depends on what you're looking for. This is a player who I wouldn't have minded if he wound up on the Pistons as like a trade back in, or if he found himself at all in the second round. I like Terrace Reed.
Denver needed some.
It's not Denver. It's not
some
Denver.
steps. They needed some snappiness.
They traded with San Antonio.
San Antonio. Oh, okay.
If
you're looking at San Antonio,
good.
yeah, I also like that
too. That's good for San Antonio.
Come on, you're telling me you just upgraded to Luke Cornett. You're good with that. No, I'm not even being funny.
Lucas.
Like, that's really what they just did.
Bomber, what up, though, man? Is there a headset over there? I'm gonna hear your take on Okoye. What you think the Pistons are getting, and how this last half of the back end of the draft is shaping up. This, honestly, after like pick 12, it was just like, what's happening in this draft? We're gonna get one of our guys.
Yeah.
And Cameron Carr would have been there if the Pistons just sat still. I happen to believe Okoye might have been there. Like, who was going to – I wonder who did the Pistons know was going to get Okoye?
Who they trade with? Memphis?
Yeah.
So
do you want to know who would be lethal here for the Boston Celtics?
Talk to me.
Isaiah Evans.
I like Isaiah Evans, man. I don't want him to go there.
Brown
Get to the second round.
For them to deploy.
But what up, though, Bomber?
I think that I'm not really big on the undersized guard that is not a phenomenal shooter. I understand getting someone that can create from themselves. The goal is that this guy could be someone that's out there with the ball in his hands when Cade's not on the floor running the offense, getting you buckets. But I still think this is another Danis, this is another Sasser, this is another guy just in that pipeline he's not special enough to be that guy at his size.
Even though he was that special in college? Because Sasser and Danis weren't this special.
And Danis is actually a bigger guard. He stands around like 6'4".
Yeah.
So. I'm just saying a guy in that pipeline who might have those skills but is not special enough to separate himself like that.
This guy can shoot. Now, he's been limited to what he can do, catch and shoot. The offensive part of his game does not worry you at all because he's shown that, number one, he can create his own shot, and that if he's shooting 35% from three on most of those shots being created for himself, I can't even imagine what he would be, shooting if he had catch and shoot threes when they were wide.
Yeah, it's not the focal point. That is the intriguing part to me. Is I understand what Bomber's saying. I think that's what the appeal was for, like, a Cameron Carr type of player.
Right.
We thought, okay, you're going to get a little bit more size. You're going to get a player who has that kind of above the rim. He plays above the rim. Like, as much as I like Okoye, he's not necessarily above the rim.
Right.
And so you're getting a player who you believe is getting you a three-point shot, getting you that mid-range, and not in the same way, not off floaters. With Cameron Carr, you're talking about a player who can just straight up operate, dominate, and pop you for a J in the mid-range. And then you're talking about a guy who will dunk on your head. But the Pistons went with somebody who I agree with what you're saying. When you look at the Danis, Sassers, Chaz Lanier's, picking up a Dennis Schroeder, it feels like they've gone with guards that they think are serviceable or dependable or reliable and not necessarily the ones that can absolutely have that ceiling that you could take off.
Right.
I believe Okoye being here is because of what they think that scoring potential can be. Can he be as special scoring the ball in the NBA as he was in college? Because if so, you got to jump. But I understand exactly where you at there. When you talk about the 6'1", you got to talk about it. But I'm on the side of, I just believe he's shown, at least in college, to be a more special player and scorer than a Sasser and even a Danis Jenkins. But you cannot, especially with how we see teams playing in the NBA, discount what you're saying.
Well, and I just think that, I do respect them going for their guy and going out of their way. You don't expect to be picking somewhere around 21 when you can move up to that position with just trading second-round picks for a long time. So I respect them trading up to that position and really getting the guy that they wanted. I hope it works out for them. But, yeah, I just – in the way that the NBA is moving, that archetype of player, and I wasn't really happy with that considering the other guys that were on the board.
I think the tell of it all will be the fact that Christian Anderson went the very next pick. And so, those are two guards that are going to be kind of forever
very similar in size.
Very similar in size. Very different scores, but both scores nonetheless. And so you're going to have to monitor that going forward and see, because look, I like him. I was higher on him than Christian Anderson, but look, the fact that Christian Anderson was taking the immediate pick after, we'll have to see how that plays out and who has the edge there between Charlotte and Detroit with that pick.
Pick is in for Boston, and you know what? They got some players still on the board that I like a lot.
Wow.
They take
I do like
Chris Sinek Jr. for the Boston Celtics.
Gives them another versatile.
But Isaiah Evans was right there.
It does. But
you would have thought they would have taken another volume three-point shooter.
Yeah,
like, does anyone
They're
shoot like
desperate
Isaiah
for
Evans?
size, though. They're desperate
this
for
also
size.
gives them a little bit more size. Isaiah Evans is, I think, about 6'5". I think he's about, 6'8", 6'9"?
6'11".
Oh, is he that tall?
6'11", 240 with the
wow.
7'5" wingspan.
So, yeah, they're looking for someone to definitely be
He's like, to me, a
added
Rashad.
front
He's like a
court.
Rashad Holmes.
They're looking for front court depth.
Yeah.
I
you
understand
need
front court depth, but you're looking at a guy, you're believing you're going to get more
Not
than
bad for
his
free,
freshman
though.
scene. Not well, under
If
100,
you
but
can
for a
improve
big,
that-
he's just under 100 attempts, 33% from beyond the arc, but 9.5 points per game, and this is my thing, 7.9 rebounds per game. 37 games played, 24.8 minutes, so you're looking at minutes similar to a Damar.
6 double-doubles.
So 6 double-doubles, and which is a Sinek record. He recorded a team-high 6 double-doubles in 25-26, the fourth most by a Houston freshman in a season. So he did get some double-doubles. But when you look at the scoring average for this guy, that's where I wonder, is this a better upside pick than what Isaiah Evans could have brought? Yes, shorter. Yeah, different player. But you look at the way the Boston Celtics play, and you can add another high-volume, efficient shooter to that. Well, I'm happy that we got our guy on the board for another pick here, though, because I'm telling you, if Isaiah Evans is there in the second round, I'm wondering why the Pistons aren't trading up.
Why not now? Because
we need the three-point
this is
shooter.
a guy that can help you now. This
I
guy
mean,
helps
now
you
you're in the range where all it takes is seconds to get back in the
Literally,
first.
yeah.
I'm getting Isaiah Evans at this rate.
$10 million in a couple seconds. Here you go.
Yeah.
Tom Gore says, "Hey, what you need? I'll give you $25 million." Tom, that's
Gore,
a little too much.
I'll give you $1, even though you don't need
It'd be really nice if they could get Evans here, and then Evans and Chaz hit. Those are two nice 3-point shooters that you could bring into your rotation.
But I do like that pick for Boston, because if you can hit on some upside that he has and you can continue to build out his frame,
Yeah.
that was going to be something
And
that they've been missing.
they needed
since they
inside
kind of
score.
got rid of Robert Williams.
Yeah, they needed interior presence.
And this guy has
Flat
a little
out.
bit more of an offensive skill set. So
Yeah.
he does have something to build off.
Whereas Kata's more of like a
I mean,
hustler defender.
He shoots better from three than Ron Holland.
Hey,
and
shout out to
Star
legendary
Thompson.
coach.
So, I mean, I can't really say
Coach
much.
Sampson.
Yeah,
Shout
I'm not
out.
gonna lie. Yeah,
I would love that for the Pistons,
I like
honestly.
Vassar. I like Vassar too.
I would love that for the Pistons, honestly. I mean,
I'm kind of hoping that Isaiah Evans goes to like Minnesota here. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him in
I want to see him
Cleveland.
in a Pistons uniform.
I don't want to see him in Cleveland. This is the next pick after either.
He can go to Dallas. Who
I want to
cares?
see him in a
I'll
Pistons
send him to Dallas, but they don't need no more help out there. Everybody's already trying to put Cooper Flag above Kay Cunningham. You know they do
Who
this
said
every year.
that?
Everybody.
Racist.
How quickly? How?
Nobody's gonna say it. I'll say it.
Live from Black Rock in Heartland.
Said he's not full.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
I love this guy, but every year it seemed like every draft since Kay Cunningham, they've been ready to say, "Oh, this number one pick is up." It even got so bad they did redrafts and they were putting Kay like third and fourth in his own draft class.
It's, you know what it is, Kool-Aid? They're jealous.
100%.
That's what it is. You're jealous.
They're
that
Because we got one.
you're
Because
jealous-
Detroit got a one.
You're jealous that we have a top 5 player in the NBA. No matter how you slice it, buddy.
Big fella said, "Facts."
Shout out.
No matter how you slice
Flatty, dog.
it. That's the only thing I can come up with, okay?
I don't think y'all understand. This dude Platty's so cool, bro. I was cruising down Royal Oak one day. I got to tell
Oh
him.
yeah, that was crazy.
I
Yeah,
just
that
saw. I was
so
like,
crazy.
"Yo, what's that aura that I see over there?" And it was Platty, dog. Platty pulled up on him. He was like, "What up, man? Where you coming from?" And it's like, I see this guy in the studio. We do content and everything, but it's always different when we see each other outside the studio. I'm telling you, this guy, he was roaming around Royal Oak, 3 baddies on his arm. I'm telling you that he
No, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing it.
I wasn't doing that.
That was 4 years ago.
It was 5 of them. It was 5 of them.
my dog.
It was 5 of them.
Mr. Aura right
Step
here,
your
dog.
game up, Rachel. Shout
You
out.
know who's not 6'1"? Platty.
Yeah, no. Don't ever disrespect me like that. 6'1".
6'5" is what we needed tonight, man. Hopefully the Pistons find their way to get their guy. This is what's crazy. At the start of the draft combine stuff, They said that Isaiah Evans was 6'5". At the end of it, somehow he got to 6'7".
Yeah.
What the frick happened in did he have a
his
growth
shoes
spurt
on.
over the last 8 months or
No, he
something?
put his shoes on.
They looked at it. I'm looking like, yo, he actually is looking a little taller compared to some of these players
He put
that
his
he was
shoes
up to
on,
next.
bro.
Draft Isaiah Evans here. I'm still holding out hope. Looks like we got a trade on the table. Oh, that's.
I just would have took Cameron Carr.
Oh yeah, Minnesota traded it to Brooklyn. I forgot about that.
Cameron Carr, that shit is gonna haunt me until he's nothing in the NBA, and then I'll be like, well.
The thing is, though, Isaiah Evans would be such a great piece on a
What did he
team
shoot?
that is good.
42% on 7 attempts.
If he goes to a Brooklyn, it's like, bro, you're just wasting a good
you're just
player.
wasting your
You're just
time.
wasting a good player. 'Cause
Isn't that what they do?
He doesn't
Haven't we
fit
seen
your
them do
team.
that? How many players have we wanted them to trade for? They're just wasting away over there. And now MPJ, add him to the list.
telling you, I like it.
I agree.
He's-
John
that's
Moken
another
here
reason why I
crashing
like
out.
him.
I agree
Right
we need
there,
a forwards,
Chris,
but
you
he's
see
fine.
it. Read it.
What, man? What am I
another
reading?
reason
There's
why
a
I
lot
like
of
him.
words on there.
There's another reason why I like him.
Which one do
Mecklenburg?
you see?
Mecklenburg? Is that what I'm reading?
No. Right there.
Oh, from Fayetteville. Okay,
Yeah, he's got to be a J. Cole fan. That only makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
only makes sense.
Oh goodness. Does his scoring
We know
at
he'll
all
apologize if he ever does something wrong.
does his scoring concern you at all?
No, look at the jump he made.
From 7 to 15 points a game. But that's what I'm saying. When some people, they believe that the overall scoring, just tenacity of Isaiah Evans, that ceiling might not be there. That he might be a good kind of stop and pop type 3-point guy,
you're not
catch and
asking him-
shoot.
Why are we
Something.
bringing up
You're not-
Sekou
you're not-
Demboya?
So you're
Why
not.
are we bringing up?
Who's talking
I
about
wanna-
Sekou in the
I
chat?
want to ban him.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know, put user in timeout.
Try.
You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. You got 60 seconds to think about that
We don't
comment.
talk about those names.
You got 60 seconds to think about that comment.
But no, listen.
Put up
Isaiah
the-
Evans,
think about that and come back.
you have to understand the player that he is. He is the prototypical 3-and-D wing. That is what he is. He is not. He hasn't showcased or flashed, elite shot creation or anything like that.
He got handles, but he don't look like
he
Okori.
doesn't-
Joshua
hasn't-
Jefferson's nice.
Number one, he's never used that in the game.
This is a good
setting
draft.
to the point where these other guys like Cameron Carr and Okori use that a lot more. He, on the other hand, is definitely a deadly 3-point shooter.
Who else is mentioned? DNCNT.
And
30 seconds.
And we've also seen him in
Everybody
times
that
where times are
mentions
bright,
chat.
and
Everybody
Duke
that
was in
mentions
the
Sekou.
tournament.
1 minute timeout. 1 minute timeout.
I do gotta say,
we're
Chet,
not doing that.
We are 6 likes away from our next like goal. Get in there and smash that like button. Support the crew. Support BlackRock too. They definitely have to have a location near you, especially if you're in this Metro Detroit to Heartland area, man. There's what do they have, man? They got Novi.
Blimpie,
They got
come
Utica,
back in a minute.
Novi, Sterling Heights.
Can
Come
we name
back
them all?
in 1 minute.
They got Sault Ste. Marie, too. Shout out to
Gosh.
the Sault Ste. Marie location. We went up there.
I was about to say we took a
Wish
trip
I
out
could have
there.
made that trip to see Bomber 2.0.
That's when the heavies. I heard Chris Platte over here. You had a lot of meat in your mouth that night.
What? Wait, what?
Chris
what,
didn't
what,
make it
what?
up to the Sioux. It was,
He didn't make it in
It
that
was
night.
me, Justin, in the heavies. We were up
Yeah.
there.
Snap.
D-Mac up there, too. They had a line around the entire building for D-Mac up there. He was like the
That's
biggest
amazing.
celebrity
That makes
they ever
sense.
seen.
That's absolutely amazing.
Shout out
That
to
makes
people in
sense.
the
30
Sioux.
seconds,
Timberwolves
DNCNT.
select
Think
Joshua
about it.
Jefferson.
What you think
So
about your
that's
comments.
that's their Nas Reed bench replacement right there.
Let's see what the Cleveland Cavaliers do right here. You got Cleveland, Dallas, and then New York.
So if you're looking at Cleveland, what do they need?
Cleveland and Dallas, I think, and then New York starts the second round, right?
Well, Pete.
New York is
Yeah,
31, right?
yeah. You're right,
Yeah.
actually. You're right.
So that will start tomorrow. So
Pete.
2 more picks.
I see Big Fella in the chat. He says, Okoye is a 3-level scoring point guard with insane measurables and a ridiculous handle. He has
Shout
a
out
much
to the
better
Tigers.
handle than Cade, and he believes that he protects the effing rock. Now, look,
Welcome back, chat.
I will say this. I believe that having a player like an Okoye,
Timed everyone out.
I think that helps a guy like a Cade Cunningham be able to reduce the pressure and the usage. What we like about Okoye is that he played with 31% usage already in the efficiency stage.
All right,
3-point
brother,
percentage,
that's another minute.
field goal percentage.
Think about that.
That's what we like about Okoye and why I do believe he's going to be somebody that can contribute right away in year one. And you know what? as long as he can protect the rock at this level, I think that already puts him ahead of players like when you talk about secondary and tertiary ball handlers, like a Danis Jenkins if he's on this squad next year instantaneously. Think about it. Who right now, in terms of your guard rotation, is surely above Okoye in your mind? Sasser?
Danis.
So he's already ahead of Sasser? You would put Danis ahead of obviously ahead of Okoye?
I think everybody else you can compete.
Yeah.
I give
Danis the nod because
honestly,
I'd give Sasser the benefit of
it's a
doubt too, just
competition
because he's
between
been in
them
the NBA several years. But
no, I am not.
But
wow.
But
I
talent
wonder.
wise, you could.
I'm not gonna do that either. In fact,
I get what, but I get it. Like
Sasser's
had good stretches in the NBA.
Yeah,
he just hasn't put it together consistently.
Doesn't matter though. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not getting it consistently, then why would I care? You know what I mean?
Is it the potential though? Because it's not like they've just said, "Here's Sasser. Here's your
Cade,
role and go."
I just watched our ethical king, Cade Cunningham, get mauled in the playoffs. And if I'm not seeing,
all right, dude, you saved yourself with Frank Jackson. Shout out Frank Jackson.
If I'm not seeing him do anything there, then why would I care?
And that's my thing. If Sasser was on the squad beforehand, and Danis Jenkins passed him up already in terms of rotation stuff, that's where I'm looking at Okoye, and I'm just wondering who's blocking him from minutes in year one.
No one.
No one.
Pick is in. Thank God. Make these picks.
What does that say about the Pistons roster makeup?
Let me ask you a question.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
What's up with the NBA taking longer on the?
You
why
see,
does it take longer?
No,
as the draft goes
look
on?
how many ads they kick into there. And look, I tell y'all this. I had the credentials and everything. Was going to be down there. Couldn't make it work because we do got a couple other trips that I'm about to take. OBL League with Vince Carter and T-Mac going to be down there with those guys. You will see some cool content. And then we're going to be in Vegas Summer League. So looking forward to that.
Oh, my God.
We'll get to be here and we get to talk this. And the one thing we know is this. The first round
That's how much of a fiend I am.
is for the actual title sponsor media. Used to be, this is why they split it up into 2 nights. I was wondering, like, why'd they do that? All advertisers. The second night of the draft is where people like Woodward Sports and anybody else who goes down there is able to get their live shots, able to be on the carpet, able to do certain things. So on the first night, ESPN has that on lock. And our first night, we would have been like way, way, way somewhere in the back. And so this first night is about ESPN and all the ads that they got to sell. And if you notice, as the draft is going on, they've been squeezing in more and more and more and more commercials between some of these picks, man. So shout out to the NBA. Shout out to ESPN. They're making their money.
Get your money.
But they're making us wait a little longer.
Get your money. Pay us some residuals.
Remember, but the old first 2 rounds of the draft, that's all they have in the NBA, used to be over by now.
Yeah,
We're still in the first round, bro.
Yeah, the draft.
We might sign John Collins. John Collins is the top of my free agent board. John Collins and Norman Powell.
He's John Collins actually. Yeah, that's the top big that I have on mine. I almost feel like Norman Powell. I know they have interest. I just don't think they're going to be able to land him. But John Collins is somebody who I know the Pistons as an organization have flirted with him over the years. I know that Troy Weaver held him in a certain regard. Now we just got to see if Trajan Langdon does too. But I would happen to believe if you can get your hands on Norman Powell, that's the guy. I just didn't think that was something possible for the Pistons until you saw it rumored.
Well, I don't think they have the mid-level exception. I don't think Miami can go over the cap now because of the Giannis trade. I think they hit an apron, so I think they're limited. So I think that Norman Powell is going to be going.
He's definitely going to be going, but it's about if the
like
Pistons can
yeah.
Because Trajan
drive that price up for us.
Well,
there's only 3 teams with cap space.
But Trajan still believes that
and one of them is the Lakers, and go ahead and do that because then that means Duran has no market because Chicago Bulls got a center. The Nets just took on $1 million.
Well, the Chicago Bulls are still dumb enough to throw a max contract at Duran. Still, they're still.
I don't think they have the space anymore. Not after bringing in Claxton for straight salary. Straight cap space. I don't think they have the space anymore, brother.
They bought a Nick Claxton for just his
salary.
Just his salary.
And he's what, $30 million?
No.
Selection is
he was signed. His first year was at like 28, 29. Now he's down to about 22. His goes back. His deal's gone backwards.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm hoping the Pistons do with a Jalen Duran of sorts is that they go backwards.
I would love DeMar DeRozan too via trade.
Man, I wanted him 2 years ago.
That's a bucket.
I just don't know if he's gonna still be
Alex
that guy
Caravan
this year. Wait, so Isaiah Evans is still on the board. And they got Malik Thomas as the best still available?
If you're Trajan, you just do it. I don't care.
What, do you go up and get called Pete?
Do it in the first – no.
You sure? Right. What about Henry Vessar?
Henry Vessar is my guy.
If you look for
that's who I would take right now.
If you look for some bigs,
that would be
100%. I like that one.
That would be a good front court depth.
No, I would go
Absolutely.
Henry. Oh
Absolutely.
my goodness, actually.
Give Cade shooting
like
at the bigs.
Yeah.
I like Isaiah Evans too. Don't get me wrong.
But Henry?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I would actually. Yeah.
Yeah, give me Henry.
At this stage, what are you doing? You still staying with
Bulls
Isaiah
have
Evans?
$30 million.
I still do like Isaiah Evans.
Okay. The Bulls have $30 million, and that's okay. So the Nets
No.
still have cap. The
I
Nets
gotta
still
go
have
Henry.
cap, but the Bulls would not have enough to get Dern because if
All
you're
right.
starting at $30 million,
I wouldn't be
Jalen
mad at
Dern.
Henry Vissar.
Yeah, you talking
Because he
17
gives you-
points,
he gives-
8.7 rebounds
He
this
gives
year,
you the rebounding and the flexibility as like a stretch five.
61% from the floor,
Hey,
and
what's that
38%
Elvis
from
documentary?
behind the arc. Yo, look, he shot 38% from behind the arc on 154 attempts. Shout out to Henry. 6'11", 227 pounds for Mr. Henry here, man.
Henry Ellenson, are you ready for this?
Yeah. Cavs have $30 million left in cap space. Don't weigh the Cavs. You must be talking about the Bulls.
And you know what? He was born in 2004.
Cavs don't have nothing.
Kings
It's a
are
good
going
year
to
for
buy
Henry.
out DeRozan. Yeah.
Good year.
No,
Born in
I would like
2004, played in North Carolina.
I would like Henry on the Pistons as well. I think
Older
that's
guy.
I think that's a good pick. Him or Evans, I'd be cool with.
Definitely.
If not, whatever. Not whatever. My life goes on. I need them to go and
the
make
last
some
pick here.
swings.
On and on and on and on and on.
Because I mean, look, like at some point you need guys that are going to play like this year, like for certain, and be like key contributors. Whoa.
Let's see what happened. The pick is in. Pick 30 for the Dallas Mavericks. It's the last pick of the first round.
Don't want to say
We are
anything.
live at Black Rock in Heartland.
Don't
Like
wanna
we
say
told you guys,
anything.
find the Black Rock closest
I
to
will
you.
say this.
Get there and enjoy.
Yes.
It's going to be a treat to yourself.
Shout out to Black Rock.
This is how you treat yourself when you go to Black Rock. I can tell you that for sure. Look, when I take the lady out, it's Black Rock. They got the one location, I forgot which one we went to. I think it might have been Utica. They had a little fireplace and everything. We asked, hey, look, can y'all cut that on? Can y'all set the mood a little bit? They dimmed the lights in my area. Bomber, I'm not even lying. They dimmed the lights. And we were just chilling. They were like, hey, what would y'all like on the TV? They bought the stones out. And then they even asked us, hey, do y'all just want a sirloin? We're like, but we didn't pay for it. They're like, we don't care. And you know what? We know y'all with Woodward. I was like, but we wasn't trying to even have y'all do that. We're like, we don't care. We're going to give you the discount. They treated us nice. And you know what I like, Bomber and Platte and Jeff?
They
When we
paid
hear
for
the
everything.
chat, when we
Shout
hear
out
the
to
chat
Bomber.
family, shout out to Bomber. When we hear the chat family say they went to Black Rock and they got treated well too. Go
Koa
there and make
Everybody,
sure you
shout out
enjoy.
everybody in the
Koa
chat too.
Pete
They always
at
love
30.
the Black Rock food, that sizzling steak
Yes.
when it comes out, man. That chat
I'm
fan
telling you,
pops
bro.
out for
Eat it like table scraps, bro. It's fucking. It's
So
great.
let me update you guys on some stuff that's happened.
Okay.
Number one, the Cleveland Cavaliers did trade the number 29 overall pick to the Sacramento Kings.
Boo.
Wow.
For the number 34 and a future second rounder. And the Kings did end up picking Alex Carabin. And now the Phoenix Suns have traded up into the first round with the Dallas Mavericks, and they drafted
so
Koa
Pete.
Pete.
Okay, so
Koa
you got two guys that you like in the second round. You got Henry and you got Isaiah Evans.
I did not believe
And Malik,
either one of
Malik
them.
Thomas is also
and
a good
Malik
option
Thomas.
as well.
I'm not the biggest fan of Malik Thomas.
I want
He's
Isaiah
Malik
Evans
Monk.
or Vassar, and I think I'm going with Henry at this
I mean, it's the second
point.
round, Chris.
I don't know, like, because
Yeah, but I also just like go get me Tyler Herro.
With
Like,
the second
I'm
round
done.
picks?
No. I'm just saying like asset wise, like let's like
What
I
are
don't
those
give-
second like?
the second
they
rounds.
can
Those
get
second
back
rounds,
into
you
the
can
second
save.
round.
You can save 3 of those second rounds. You can go get C.J. McCollum, who just signed a 1-year, $21 million deal. You can go get that at the deadline. You can go get that at the deadline,
and
brother.
if the Atlanta Hawks are in playoff contention, which they should be, then he's not going to be available.
They're Atlanta. They always suck and disappoint.
Not with Jalen Johnson under the helm now.
All right. If you say so, bud.
All right, buddy.
Shout out to Sound Kayak. He says, I am off. Thank you for the great show, guys. Kool-Aid and Chris have forgot more basketball than I'll ever know. Eat it, Jeff. Thank you guys for everything.
Hey,
Shout out.
You know what? Shout out to our social
Who told me
team
to eat
as
what?
well. No, for real, man. Shout out to the
Oh,
social team.
I don't indulge.
Well,
in
you've
that
seen
type of
your
behavior,
DMs,
all
bro.
right?
They've been
Relax.
holding it down and easy. I
Bro got
just
caught in
That's
4K.
jacked
I
up.
just got the collab. Look, man, social team was
was
already cooking.
confidential.
They chopped up the segment of the Ibuka Okoye selection. So if you didn't get an opportunity to
Shout
see us
out.
react to that, They already put that up. You will find it on Woodward Pistons as well as Woodward Sports right now. And you know what? We had a lot of people in here watching tonight. We do got another round of the draft. I will be sending you guys out some links. That one I'll be watching from the crib.
Yes,
or
sir.
might just pop up at Woodward Sports and just watch it there too.
Or
but
Bomber,
look,
wherever Bomber wants to take us next. This is going to be with his rich ass. Wherever you want to take us next,
He's taking us to his mansion next.
Yeah,
and shout out to the people for getting us over that first light goal. And just real quick, Bomber, get that headset on too. We need everybody's final reaction to the Detroit Pistons first round pick. We will go over this again tomorrow when we have some time to sleep on it. It actually looks like it's going to be the new day before we get some new sleep. Before we get some sleep, it is 11:30 already. Before we get home, it's going to be a new day. So shout out to you guys for supporting us. But, Bomb, we'll let you kick it off, man. What is your final word on Abuka Okoye?
This guy better be a bucket. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, that's not wrong. That's not wrong.
He has to be.
He better be a bucket.
He has to be.
He better
Stay
be a bucket.
consistent,
That's
too.
it.
Yeah.
So my thing is, the offensive side of his game, this is something that I know the Pistons desperately needed. The only issue is with me is his size, and when you get into
Smash that like button, chat.
playoff and a playoff atmosphere is, what will teams do when he is on the court? Will they hunt him defensively?
He'll hunt them defensively. No, just
I mean, yeah, hopefully, but still, we've seen players of his frame get hunted in the playoffs. I mean, even Jalen Brunson got hunted defensively in the playoffs. So as long as the offensive game is kind of at least to an output to where you're not harping on the defensive side where they're hunting him too much, then I feel like this is going to be a great pick for the Pistons. But that we have to see his offensive game on full display. And I think the best way to do that is you got to throw him into the fire. Like, I don't want to see another Chaz Lanier situation. I know Chaz Lanier was a second-round pick, but like he was 3-point shooting you could have used this whole season because you needed it desperately.
Or just gotten reps.
This is a player that has a skill set that you need desperately. Throw him out there and let him go out there and play. Let him get used to playing alongside Cade Cunningham and Dennis Jenkins because that's the only way that this is going to work is if you get him comfortable and get those three comfortable playing in whatever way you want to play them. Like whether you want to start a Corey or you want to start Jenkins and have Corey coming off the bench, it has to be one of those ways.
And I got Pistons PR. Shout out to them and my guy Como. They just hit us up. The presser for Okoye. It's not set in stone yet, but they're believing it mimight be Thursday at 11. So your boy will be in the building for that.
Plenty
if you
of time
got
to trade
questions for Trajan, if you have questions for Okoye, Stu Flatty, dog, put those in the chat. Hit us up on socials, all that good stuff, man. I can't wait to get there, ask this guy some questions because, you know what, you can get a really good feel for a player. You can get a really good – like if he comes in, he's like, bro, I'm a straight bucket. I'm actually going to be excited about that. I get it. You want to hear the cold words. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to play defense. I'm going to slap the floor. I want him to say, bro, I'm a bucket, and this is what I do. I'm dead serious. I want him to say, this is what I'm coming to do is get buckets.
Corey, if you see this, I want you to go to the presser and literally just say, I'm going to drop 20 to 25 points per game. I'm just going to drop buckets on everybody's head. Yeah. That's the only thing I want. And then you can just walk off, and I won't even say anything else. I just need you to go out there and say, I'm going to be a bucket getter for this team.
Look,
I don't care about the slapping of the floor. We have guys like that. We already have guys that do that. That's not your job. Your job is on this team is to get a bucket. Yeah. This team needs a bucket getter. You need to be that guy. Literally just come to the podium and say, I'm a bucket getter. Anything else you want to know?
I think so. I think that this is at the end of the day, this is a good pick. In my opinion, it is not the greatest pick that was on the board. But I do think that this is a good pick. This was my second choice for the Pistons at 21. They moved up. They got their guy. It's 3 second-round picks. They have a surplus of second-round picks. I was not mad at it at all for the Detroit Pistons. Now we got to see, man.
They can get busy in the second, bro.
Yeah, they can get busy in the second, but forget that. They can get busy this offseason. They have all the flexibility, so I don't think we had to put all our eggs into this basket. This isn't the Pistons drafting top 5 anymore. There's going to be some there's going to be some fluidness to it. There's going to be some risk. There's some unproven calculations. That's what the Pistons are at right now. So I think that the Pistons made a good pick. We'll see how well he translates to the next level. I don't think it's detrimental if this pick misses. However, I do think that they could have taken tonight to make an opportunity to get a proven player. That would have been my choice. But I think they got a good prospect. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to
look at
seeing
those. It's just Cameron Carr highlights that Laker fans are going crazy over right now.
I know, yeah.
Don't do it to yourself, Platte.
I just seen him jump over.
They got
somebody.
one.
My bad.
They got one.
That dunk, the nasty from the side.
I just seen him jump over somebody. My bad.
But
they got
look,
one. They look good, even on an iPhone 8.
we appreciate y'all for being here and supporting us. Shout out to Brendan Bomber, man. Shout out to that dude Justin as well. They did a lot to help set up and make sure things like this can go on. Bomberman is absolute stud at this stuff. Shout out, man.
Listen,
shout out for real.
If you hear on the news that dude wearing a Detroit Pistons
Spartans
collared zip up, quarter zip.
Rob
if
him.
he got robbed,
He's got money.
Don't even pay attention.
The chat says you pulled up in a Ferrari.
Chat, I'm telling you, this guy's got money, bro. It's just like it's dude, so easy, bro. Just rob him.
The dude pulled up to a stream one time wearing a rollie and said, "I gotta put it in my car. Can't let you guys see that."
Oh, snap! But hey, look, y'all, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all for supporting us. Chris Platte, the Balnor, Jeff Walker, a.k.a. Hefe. That dude, Justin,
Bomber,
shout out.
the rich one.
Bomber, and it's your boy, Branden Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. Stay tapped in. You already know Woodward Sports. They're going to be covering this all day long. Your boy's supposed to be on Crunch Time and Braylon show tomorrow, too, to talk about it. So, hey, let's rock. Smash the like button and let's go. Appreciate you, brother.
Man. The GOAT, man.
Appreciate
you. Doing things.
Look, we got some stuff on the way, so stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Let's rock. Have a good night. Black Rock from Heartland. Let's go.